say something.
You and Tyrone are muted.
Okay, you know what? We're just gonna go live, people. The countdown is not ready to go live, but we are.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute, it said 0. Then it was like, no, it's like 28. Oh my God. What's up, everyone? I am your girl, Miss Sabrina Soul. I am the host of tonight's episode of Ready to Love Miami, episode number 2 for our live review. And tonight I have an amazing panel with me. And you guys know, prior, we're going to do it like how we did it last season. I'm going to go ahead and let everyone introduce themselves now. And then, of course, towards the end, everyone will introduce themselves again, just for everyone that decides to watch the beginning and doesn't get to the end, or for anyone that misses the beginning and then watches the end. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and shoot to Tyrone.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone Wilson at Ty Wilson 21 on all social media platforms. I was on Ready to Love DC with Sabrina. And this is our second season doing the panels with Sabrina, having fun. Good to have Jamie here, Gustavo, and J-Dub. we'll talk about why that was so funny at some point. Yeah.
Starting already.
Yo, what's going on? I'm Jamie Alexander. I am an on-camera host and now real estate investor, which has been really fun. Gustavo and I have a show, Ready to Love After Show, that we do on Fridays. So you guys can check out that conversation with that. And I'm so excited to be back on panel with you guys. Love me some Sabrina. Love me some Tyrone. J-Dub, we're going to get to know each other, and I'm sure I'll love you too. But really excited to talk about Ready to Love season 6 or 7. I don't know which one it is because it's just, you know how that goes. But yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, it's me. It's J-Dub, YouTube's #1 commenter. I have my own channel. It's J-Dub. And for those who know, I'm Tyrone's nemesis, according to him having a relationships with Sabrina, but we'll get into it because I've been on camera before, but this is my first time being on the panel. I'm very excited and hope we have a great time.
We will.
Also going Gustavo Victor Carr on Instagram, most platforms, same thing. I'm just a fan of the show, and with my best friend Jamie Alexander, we talk about the show because it seems to correlate into our lives, and we're both single and trying to get a husband. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I would like to begin because, of course, episode 1, I didn't have a panel, but it was Tyrone and I, and we were discussing it. So I kind of want to hear, I guess, from everyone, let's start from the beginning. How are you guys feeling about Ready to Love Miami? Like, what are your thoughts on it with this season, it being in Miami, the castmates so far, just like a whole, and just everything, and how you're feeling about Miami?
Yeah, after watching the first episode, I have to admit, I giggled through the whole thing. Like, they had me cracking up. I think production did an amazing job when they picked the personalities because it's such a mixed bag, but it's also really fun. Like, there's something about these girls, especially that I'm like, I really like. And these guys, everyone is so unique and they so have their own personalities and they're very full. So the episode 1, I was very entertained. I know we'll talk more about episode 2 because we're just getting to know the characters, but they seem fun. They do have the depth, and I feel like we're getting there. But for now, I'm just enjoying all the different personalities, the different stories, the jokes, how forward everyone is with their comments. And, it's fun. So far for Miami, I'm having fun.
Well, for me, for people who know on my channel, I'm super critical. And with Miami, my expectations were up here. And so far, it's we're just getting into the season, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not. I'm going to say, Sabrina, ever since your season, it's been going down for me. Now, I'll try to get into the positives. I'll get into the negatives. I love the look and the ages and the mixture of the people. I love to see all the thick, brown, beautiful women just everywhere. It's like it's a refreshing change because most likely, let's say more people are thicker than not so much thicker, and I like to see that. I can appreciate that. However, with the characters, they seem forgettable to me. I'm having a hard time. Like I would say, even from previous seasons, I could cling on to the characters. I knew y'all. I knew the season before. It wasn't hard. Now I'm almost trying to remember and piece together. I'm not sure if it's because they got away from, I guess, the biographies of the characters. Maybe that's something, because more so it's just like we're thrown into their conversations, and I'm like, who are these guys? And I got to try to keep up of who I'm watching. But again, it's still early, and I am looking forward to it, and hopefully it'll get better. And I have put I put a poll out to see if we can get a new host from Tommy. I like to see a switch it up. I want to see maybe a couple, and I want to see a women's lounge with a woman host and have her guide them through, and maybe somebody who can help them with relationships as well. Because as we see, there's some people who need a lot of help. I don't think they're ready to love already. So that's where I'm at with it.
Wowzers.
Tyrone's muted, so I'll go. I think that you got to come in hot when you do anything Miami, right? And I definitely think physically they came in hot. They look good. The cast looks beautiful and delicious. I do have to agree with you, J-Dub. I think holding back the personalization and getting to know them, the backgrounds of them, it's hard to become intimate with them or want to know them or even understand them at the level of which I think we all desire to from the jump, to go on this journey with them. But at the same time, I'm so far enjoying the switch up, because then I get to kind of take a different route, right? To end up seeing these people and how they move and how they act. So far, we're not getting much from them, but I am having a good time. They are really easy to look at. And there's some personalities in there. I dare to say it's going to be a really dramatic season. Because at this point, I've given up on Ready to Love being actually something about finding love, right? So I think we're just going to get a lot of drama. We're going to get a lot of good TV. And I'm looking forward to seeing what unfolds.
Yeah, my thoughts are, I think we're going to get a really solid dating show this time, right? A lot of the women have really strong personalities. I'm waiting for them to like take over and kind of see who is going to take the lead and get that ranking system out of the way. They don't seem to be very supportive of each other, which was a little bit, what I'm used to. The other thing is, I feel like, we might get a lot of couples out of this. If they do it right. I feel like the people who we think will do well, I don't think they're going to do well at all. I think it's going to be a hard fall for them. I think the cast was really, really solid. I think we can become overly critical about just about everything. Thinking of Miami, we want supermodels on both sides, but we have to remember that it's a dating show, and if they were all that great, then we wouldn't be here, right? I'm not going to go as hard as like Carrington said about about our cast, when he essentially was like, I expected more, and I was not impressed, pretty much. So I don't want to say that much. That they are all solid. I've been saying that since day one, and I'm interested to see where this goes and get to know a lot more about them.
Yeah, I would want to just add a quick point. I want to make sure I wasn't speaking on, I guess, the physical. The physical is there. It's just more sort of personality. And as I spoke on with the backstories. Now, yeah, switching it up can be good. Change can be good, but it just feels like now I'm just watching strangers have conversations. So I'm just trying to lock in.
Which is real life. When you're dating somebody, you're strangers, So that is, we'll see. Yeah, I'm interested to see how that takes.
And it's only episode 2. Taking the last season, it took me around episode 4 for me to even be like, okay, I got names, I got vibes, so we're getting to know them too. I'm being patient with that. I learned that from the last season or 2 to let me let it marinate a second before I, talk about some of that stuff.
I will agree with you, J-Dub, though. The best season so far is the one that Sabrina was on.
Period.
That's when I fell in love with the show.
You too, Tyrone. You too.
You too, Tyrone.
You too, Ty.
They were the only cast where I actually found people like, oh, he's cute. I would actually, I would try to do that one, and that one. I haven't been like that since y'all's cast, so that's very interesting.
You had a very likable cast.
Well, Sabrina and Tyrone season, I knew it was going to be good when Tyrone sang that Korean song to Sabrina, and she looked at him like he was singing Mandarin. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. This is going to be great. I mean, and Ty was singing. I mean, with passion. He was like,
right.
He was singing.
I was thinking I was going to seal the deal immediately. I was thinking I was going to be in there immediately. You know.
Like, nah, I don't know that song. I never heard it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm glad we can laugh about it now.
Right.
Okay, so my thoughts on, so it's hard for me to say this season and RC. Oh God, it's just so hard because I was in the DC season and all I have to go by is Potomac in this season so far. And honestly, when I started watching Potomac, I didn't get invested in Potomac until like episode 5 or 6. Potomac was not it for me. I was like, what? I wasn't every Friday. I wasn't like, ooh, it's Friday. It's about to come on. I can't wait. No. I didn't get that for Potomac. This season, and it's only episode 2, I'm like, let me go see what Mike about to do. I'm like, let me go see Shakira and what flower she gonna be wearing today. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just so interested in these castmates. I love it. I love the feel of it. I love that it's in Miami. I love the dressing, the atmosphere, it's like I can feel it through the TV screen. I just don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just feel like that they're going to bring it. I'm also feeling like that Will Packard, Oprah Winfrey network, because it ain't even her station anymore, or her, anyway. I just feel like that they're just kind of like, you know what? Y'all do what y'all want to do. Go ahead. They're allowing the girls to change their hair. I mean, it's just so different now. And I'm just like, wait a minute, because I remember as soon as I threw on my long blonde wig that everyone hated. I get it, guys. I get it. You don't have to tell me. I know. Like anyway, as soon as I put that, they were like, you can't wear that. I was like, you can't tell me what to do. They were like, you can't change your hair. I'm like, why? They're like, because you can't. I'm like, you tell me why. They're like, no. And I'm like, yes. So they were funny about us changing things up. They were funny about us wearing prints. They were funny about us just tell them, Tyrone, like they were like, oh no, that one got little birds on your shirt. You can't wear that shirt. You can't wear that shirt. Like, but it looks like that they're allowing them more leniency when it comes to that kind of stuff with like the whole production part of it. And which is, I'm happy to see. I don't know, maybe it's Miami. Maybe they're realizing that people not following the rules, hence Potomac's situation, because Potomac was just doing their own thing. And I'm just kind of like, dang, like how they do that? Why because we ain't get that. Anyway, but I feel like that this season is going to be really, really fun. I feel like it's going to be a lot of drama and I'm here for it. I feel like a lot of people, like Tyrone said, the hookups that are going to really happen, I don't think that we really even know, we even have a clue at this point. I think right now everything is kind of surface. We're going to talk about it, but I'm so glad, honestly, that Devin is gone. And that's how I'm just going to end it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I wish he took Sharice with him too. So
why
I know
he didn't take Sharice
need
with him?
They need Sharice. You have to have a villain. You have to have a mean girl on there.
Honey, Sharice gonna make it to the end.
I'm sure.
She's gonna be there till episode 10 or 11.
They need that. But Devin was so nice to look at.
He was handsome, but
that's it. But other than that, I was just like, that was my eye candy.
He was eye candy.
He was,
and that poor guy.
And that's it. I mean, the fact that we're going to talk about it because we're going to get into it, but the fact that when he was on his bubble date, she goes, how many numbers did you get? He was like, you talking about men and women? I was like, I'm dead. I was like, just shoot me now. Shoot me now.
So awkward. Like, poor guy.
What is wrong? I'm like, poor Tink Tink. I really hope that he gets it together. I do, because he seems like he's such a nice, sweet guy that just doesn't have it together. Maybe he just needs a great woman to get them together. But let's move on. And shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. If you have not hit that like button yet, we would so greatly appreciate. Well, I would so greatly appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up. And yeah, we're gonna get into it. So because I feel like we could impromptu all night, but you know, I take my my screenshots very, very serious. So we show
yes, you do.
I'm just saying. All right, so let me get my notes. All right, so in the very, very beginning of episode 2, we do have the cast meet up at Bar 1 in Miami. Tommy tells the group that one woman will be going home, and pretty much, like, I didn't even take screenshots of this because I was like, it's nothing, because it's a lot of like empty pockets with this. I'll explain it later, but anyway, Charisse is going around pretty much interrupting everyone, saying, you know, hey, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Excuse me, chick, I'm going to talk to him for a minute. I'm going to talk to you, and you. So that's what she's pretty much doing in the very beginning of this episode when they're at Bar 1. Shakira does go on her green screen and she says that the women were very aggressive, quote unquote, Charisse, and well, not quote, because that's my quote, but anyway, and if she was pretty much talking to a guy, you know, and the woman, if she's saying that if she was talking to a guy, and this is Shakira, and if a woman came up, that she would leave because she would want him to pretty much, you know, to steal his attention and to have him watch her walk away, and you know, she know what she's doing. And I just want to say this one thing. If you are brand new, and this is to the women out there, if you are brand new talking to a dude and the other girl that's coming, or excuse me, woman or girl, lady, comes up to him to try to get his attention, I'm gonna say this right now. He not gonna watch you walk away, boo. He about to see who about to come sit down and talk to him. He like, oh, okay, well, because in his head, he's gonna think I'm gonna just holler at her later. Like, I got a whole nother option that's about to come and sit down and talk to me. Like, he not going, so don't have that Shakira mentality that, you know, because I'm gonna keep it 100 and we're gonna talk about this. If a girl comes, and this is what we did on our season, or what happened on our season, the producers actually wanted you to go up to these people and couples and kind of interrupt. I was like, they was like, Sabrina, go over there and interrupt Walter and such and such. I was like, who? I was like, you want me to do what? I was like, you stop playing. That's a joke. You funny right now. They was like, no, go over there and interrupt. I was like, do I look like, I said, y'all not going to have me looking desperate on camera. I was like, I'm not going to do that. I said, if I want to talk to Walter, I'll wait till after he talks to XYZ. Like, I'm not going to do that. And I just feel like that if that did happen, a situation where a girl came over and was like, you know, hey, can I interrupt? I would have been like, no, you can't, boo. Like, I'm talking to him right now. Like, I'm gonna holler. He can holler. We gonna holler at you in a minute. So you can go back to where you came from, and we'll just. So yeah, no, you can't interrupt. That's what I would have said. I would have never have gotten up, especially if I'm feeling the guy. Like, I think that's so freaking crazy, and I hate that they do that. But I guess they do it to, you know, start controversy. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. Charisse then goes over to Randall. And as he's talking to Shakira and Kayla, and says that, you know, pretty much, oh, you over here being treated like a king. I need to go ahead and break this up. And, you know, pretty much Shakira. And then she tells Shakira to go ahead and go talk to somebody else. So I want to go ahead and discuss that before we get into the scene of the picture that's up here right now. And that's pretty much Dominica is talking to Mike and was like, I just want to know why I was on the bottom. And she was like, I just want to know as a learning experience. Charisse tells Dominica, woman to woman, you just need to turn the volume down, sweetie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sweet, but you just don't be so loud. And Mike was very surprised with Charisse has said to Dominica, and Dominica stated, you know, pretty much that, you know, my voice just loud. Like, I'm not trying to be, it's just loud. And she says, you almost bust my eardrums open. And Dominica says, well, why didn't you tell me? And she says, I'm telling you now, and just take it down a notch. Okay, that was a whole lot about Sharice, and that's why I just needed to end it, and I need to say all that so we can discuss it as a whole, because Sharice, we talking about Sharice right now. So go. That was a lot. I'm sorry, but Sharice is a lot.
Well, with Sharice, I don't think anything is coming from a good place. I mean, she act like she cares or she want to give constructive criticism, but she takes every chance she gets to cut somebody down. Um, and the nerve of her to give so much advice when actually Dominica was talking to Mike and Sharice was in the bottom with Dominica as well. She should have been like, well, I don't need your advice. I know how to be in the bottom. I need to try to switch it up or change it up. So like you could just say that Sharice, she oozes evil and mean and cunningness. I can't stand watching her, but like I said, I know she's great for TV. I mean, they love her. I don't care if she doesn't have any matches at all. They're gonna find some way to keep her. She's gonna co-host with Tommy. I don't know, but she's gonna be around.
So. Yeah, they always do that with somebody. They always keep someone around that nobody really wants to be around, right?
Right.
I don't see it. I don't see her staying around long at all. I think it's just all how you do it. And it seems like Sharice is always going at the same person. You know what I mean? And there's a reason why, because maybe she feels like she's just better than Dominica, even though they were at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, women are going to try who they feel that they can try. You know what I mean? The other thing is,
like her, yeah.
Yeah, like her. Like, in that situation, like, her tact is just off, right? I was saying from the beginning, there's just something about her that would just make me not approach her at all. And it's just how you do it. In that situation, there's so much going on. As a guy that's been in that situation, sometimes, you're looking for a reason to respectfully end the conversation so you can go and talk to someone else. Do you know what I mean? That way you're not looking like, hey, like I'm leaving you to go talk to someone else. So when you're interrupted, it's almost like a blessing in disguise. But if somebody's ignorant about it, then you got to do something or say something, because the blatant disrespect can't be tolerated, right? Like, we have to understand that we're on a dating show. We have to be confident in ourselves to, be able to get up and walk away and be like, all right, I'm still here. You know what I mean? I'm going to go talk to these other 9 people. But it's just the way that she does it. There's a lot of things that she does that just rubs people the wrong way. I don't see her staying long, even if it is for entertainment, because I just don't see the guys being into her. You know what I mean? She can only stuff her feet in so many mouths, and that mouth is gone. So I think she's going to be gone soon too.
I mean, very well said. First, I know we're talking about Sharice, but I just have to say I loved me some Dominica. I think the way she carries herself, her energy, her beauty, her optimism, her littiness. I'm a little disappointed in the men for, in my opinion, not doing the right thing. And this is kind of what makes it hard when I watch this stuff, because it's like, we say it's not about lust, but come on, right? From the beginning, everyone's looking at who I can feel like that. And they were getting sister vibes from her. But then you keep somebody like Sharice, her energy, everything about her. And I really don't like, well, maybe on the phone with friends, I like to talk about people, but I'm really not about to get on the internet and just talk about people for the sake of talking about people. But Sharice, I don't know if it's contrived or it's something that they want, but her personality is so ugly. And I cannot see how it adds value to the show. So Tyrone, I hope that you are correct in them getting rid of her, and maybe J-Dub and Gustavo, you're not correct about them keeping her so long. So we have to be subject to her dark cloud. She could be a nice person, a cool person off the air today. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just talking about what I saw. And it was really disappointing to even see somebody like Dominica having to go home because she gives sister vibes, which I don't know, because I'm not a guy, but I just feel like when you are looking for a mate, there's a totality in a person and a personality that you're looking for, where it's like, I want you to be my best friend, my this, my that. There's more nuances to true love, in my opinion. And I'm kind of bummed that they let Dominica go so fast to have somebody as toxic as Sharice Day. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but there's so many disrespectful things that she said, even about men. She ain't there for y'all. So why are you? I don't get it. I really don't understand. So I really hope to see her go, because I don't want to listen to her mouth for the next 11 episodes just because it's undesirable. Like, girl, I can't.
I felt that way many times about many like other people on this cast the last 2 seasons as well, and I had to sit and watch them just have production contrive for them just to be in the end. Hence why I am saying she's probably gonna last, because she's the only one with that narrative of the villain, and this is TV, and we know how they push that narrative on this type of TV show. I think whenever someone says I'm not a diva, whenever you have to state that you're not a diva, you're a diva. And you can be a diva and you can be kind, or you can be a diva and be a bitch. And usually the ones that are a bitch are the ones that try to, be like, but I'm not a diva. And she is a little bitchy. She's a little mean. It's a little, it's sad for me to see, because that means that, like, I see that internally she's struggling somewhere. Like, there's something in her that she's not happy with. Like, when I look at her, I see like and I'm not saying darkness in a negative way. I like literally see her just darkness in her, like unhappiness, if that makes sense. And she's misplacing the way she puts that out there to other men, or to other women and to men. And that's why she's acting out, kind of. It's kind of like watching, there's a lot of like grown people that still act like children, and that's kind of what I get from watching her. And I agree with you, Jamie. I like Dominica too. Her energy is contagious. And I felt like she was really there for the right reasons. Sometimes I don't know if people are there for the right reasons. I think she was really there to like find something. So it was unfortunate to see her leave, knowing that she had that intention. But I think she stated, right, like, it's gonna happen. Like, my person's out there. Or Tommy said it, but there's no doubt. I don't get sister vibes from her either. I just don't think that her person was there, because if they're feeling sister from her, then it's better for her to leave and for her not to be tortured this season, essentially.
Yeah. Because if the people aren't feeling you, it's like they don't want to state the honest thoughts that they might really have for her. And, because I think Mike even said in episode, no, who was it? My woman needs to be seen, heard, or something like that. So I think that Dominica is such, she's a beautiful spirit. And, and it was things that they saw in her that they were like, but all of them use the excuse, she like a sister, you know what I'm saying? No, tell me how you really feel. Like, let's keep it 100. But I don't think that they really could really tell how they really felt. But just like Gus said, in real life, her person just wasn't there. I feel like that it's one thing. It's okay. So the type of person that I am so weird when it comes to this, because I love people who show me exactly who they are. I love those type of people, because if you show me like you're catty and you're mean, or you're petty, or you're this or sarcastic or whatever, I'm like, oh my God, she's sarcastic. Okay, I get it. I love her. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one thing. And that's like that love kind of hate relationship or feelings that I have about Sharice. I like Sharice because I feel like she says exactly what's on her mind. Sometimes it's like, I feel like maybe she should have thought about that before she said it. But the fact that Sharice is giving Sharice, how can I be mad at Sharice for being exactly who she is? I know some of the things that she says and some of the ways that she is. I know that bothers me, because, everyone knows, I was bullied growing up, and it was bad. And a lot of people that act the way that Sharice acts and says things and just pretty much and uses the excuse, well, I'm just being honest, or I'm just being, sometimes the way that you say it and the things that you say have caused other people to commit suicide. And I don't think people really understand the severity of words and sometimes it's not even what you say, it's how you say it that can really affect a person. So I just think that, I just don't think that sometimes she's mindful of how it comes out. Because I know I can be blatantly honest, and sometimes I may say things to you that you may not like, but it's how I deliver it to you, I think that makes a huge difference, because I'm a single mom, so it's like I have to talk to Sadora a certain type of way. And some of the things I say to her, she might not like. But if I say it, don't sit on that table like that, she's gonna probably cry because the way I say it. But if I say, baby, don't sit on the table like that because you might break the table, it's how I say it. So, and I just think that her demeanor and sometimes her delivery is just a little off. And also, she could have pulled Dominica to the side. It's like every time she says something about Dominica or whatever the case may be, it's like she's always saying it in front of people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be a sister. Like, let's be queens. Like, pull me to the side and be like, girl, like, let me say, like, you being a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the guys might not be feeling you because of, you know what I'm saying? It's like she wants to demean her and like, bring her down. And that's the part that I don't like. But that's
to make herself look
better.
better.
On this one, I'd like to call it spade to spade. I love, Gustavo, you talked about, you're right about her pain and, where she's coming from. And even Sabrina, her delivery and things like that. But your demeanor and your delivery, even if you say something undesirable or harsh, or same with you, Gus, y'all's heart and your energy is in a different place. This girl is super twisted. And as we get down the show at this episode, I'll share more too. But it's just like, she doesn't even own her mouth. It's like she'll say something and mean to be whatever, and then try to be like, oh, well, if that's what it meant, and da-da-da-da. Girl, you playing. Me and her, if I was on here, we would straight up beef, because I don't like people like that. And so you think you about to put somebody on blast, I'm definitely going to be putting you on blast, because you need to learn to close your mouth. I don't like her. I don't see the extra, the light, the pain. It's really bad. And I think that the way she puts off and intentionally, gets at people, babe, you need to fix that. That's not pain or not, like you need to not. And then when somebody brings it to your face, everybody in the room was like, okay, so that's not what you said. Okay, girl, let's just let her be her, because she gonna deny what came out her mouth regardless. And it's just too messy. Like, I can't even be friends with somebody like that. I don't like it. I'd rather that's what I'm saying, too. It's like, okay, I know Dominica is loud, I come from a loud family too. But it's just kind of like, that or spiteful. I just kind of I don't know. I didn't love that decision, and I didn't love that interaction at all when it came to that. Not even a little bit, to be honest.
Sabrina,
yes. You go ahead. Wake up.
All right. I don't think anyone need to tell Dominica to be quiet or lower her voice. I think how she talks is just fine. Her energy level, the volume of which she comes at is her. You know what I mean? And so it's like, no one has any place to say that. And the right man is going to be like, I just love how loud she is. It cracks me up. And so for somebody to keep trying to make somebody different than they are, I think that's the problem, right? Especially when it's coming from somebody who doesn't really come from their own goodness, they haven't cultivated their own discernment enough to actually have a healthy conversation with somebody, it seems like. So I think that's where it gets a little tit for tat when you try to tell somebody to be something because you think they should be, when it's like, can't we just let people be authentic? Let's let them be authentic, because when they're authentic, we all know when authenticity exudes from us is when we are able to attract that person that is right for us. And obviously homegirl don't know that, and that's why she's single on this show and a little older, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I didn't think she was that loud either. I think in those situations, the fellas, they eventually have to vote someone off, right? And you're being watched, you're on camera, and when they ask you why you don't like someone, like, that's a tough question to answer, right? Because that they may see this eventually. So you're trying to say something like, well, it's not that I don't like her, I just like other people more. But they just kind of went with the whole homie vibe, the fact that she was loud, and just kind of let her end herself, I guess, so to speak, because I feel like the guys could have said something too. You know what I mean? And I feel like they would have said something if they were feeling her and be like, yo, come here, let's go have a drink, something, and then go chit chat with her so she doesn't come off loud, but they wasn't feeling her. And unfortunately, she ended up being at the bottom.
Yeah,
It's concerning
Sabrina.
that no man stood up for her.
That's
Right?
you took the
Like, no
words
man
out of
said
my
something.
brain.
Like,
That's concerning to me.
He was sitting right in the middle, and he just was like quiet the whole time. I was like, that felt very little boy. It didn't feel like masculine, and it could have, I don't know. It was hard to watch.
And if she's such a sister, wouldn't a brother say, hold on, Sharice, I know that's how you felt, but like something. But you just, I just felt so uncomfortable and I did it. It's just I can't do it. I don't understand.
Unless you have a strong personality, because there was sometimes day one, Courtney. I was like, Courtney, please use your inside voice. We can hear you. Courtney. And Courtney would be like, I don't give a so it just kind of depends on the personality too,
Yeah, I'm gonna say with I'm gonna go back to what Sabrina said when she was speaking about how she's blatantly honest. There's a difference with being blatantly honest and brutally honest, and I get that. Everyone's on the kick. Yes, you want to have everyone to be their authentic self, but when your authentic self is offending, demeaning, berating people, that's not okay. You should be responsible for what comes out your mouth, and you just shouldn't just let it fly. You should think about what you're saying and if it's affecting someone, and if it does, take accountability for it. It's not okay. I might want to cuss everybody out, but then that's just who I am. No, that's not good enough. I don't want to. I'm not supposed to do that. So yeah, and especially in this group setting, you should be mindful of what you say and what you do, and still be yourself. But if you're just letting things fly out, that's just brutality. And who wants to see that? We had enough from Zadia, and it's just getting worse.
Right.
Zadia and Camila, that was enough. Camila?
Yeah, it's coming.
Camille?
So they said, "Oh, this is working."
Camille.
So now, to me, Sharice is just a distraction at this point. We're supposed to be here finding and mixing and mingling and looking for love. Now we got all this cattiness going on, and Sharice talking about, Dominique, is that her stage name? Is that necessary? And why wouldn't somebody say something about that? And going to another point where you said, Sabrina, about talking about the guys throwing that blanket statement. Oh, she's a friend, she's a homie. They do that every season. And that's why I say we need another host to kind of dig deeper and say, well, tell me about like why you see her as a homie. So then we can kind of get to it. Because it was almost like a ganging up. Okay, yeah. She's a homie. She's a friend. Like, no, she was down to earth. She had bubbly personality. Hey, it might not have been for you, but homie, no, she was open. So no, I don't buy it. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, herd mentality is something else.
Y'all think Sharice could be an insider?
Maybe.
I think it's always one. I think it's always.
I wouldn't be surprised.
A paid villain. Yeah.
I'm leaning Sharice and Kayla.
Okay, Michaela.
Yeah.
The 30-year-old.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
With all the curls, the mixed brown curls.
Yeah, and I was surprised that she was 30.
YouTuber, right?
That she looks good, but I thought she was older than 30. She didn't look bad because it was kind of mixed up. Because I didn't think Dominica looked her age. I thought she was much younger.
42. She did not look 42. Yeah,
no, not at all. She looked 30. So yeah, I was really surprised. Yep.
You talking about April?
No, April.
April's 46. Sharice,
the other girl who went bowling and gave the kiss, that's Michaela with the curls. That's 30.
Kayla
is also 42 as well, right? I think
April's 46.
46.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. April looks incredible.
She looks gorgeous.
Can we sit on that for a minute?
I was just literally smacked in the face when I was
oh my god, she's so gorgeous.
Her beauty is like
oh my god,
in and out, like that energy she exudes she
looks like she just goes to sleep every night with Vaseline on her face.
And lays on her satin pillow.
She reminds me of
head up too, like
sometimes.
Right. She looks like a baby doll.
She's gorgeous.
But you know what? And I hate to say it, and I've said it before, but Jamala looks so much older than 33.
Let me
Jamala. Let me see if I can find Jamala.
The one who went out with Swayze.
Yeah. So
Okay.
right. So
She's
this is a
33.
side. Yeah, like I don't know. Like maybe it's just me. I think it's her makeup or something. That's
I think
Jamal.
it's the makeup and the hair. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
thought she was the oldest one in the cast.
40. Yeah.
Yeah.
She could get 40 something, right? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
me
like,
neither.
I
Me
was
neither.
very
I think she's a
surprised.
gorgeous woman,
She's
but I'm
beautiful,
like,
yeah.
and you know, they be getting the names and the ages, and sometimes it be wrong. I don't know. I'm not saying that it is, but I'm just saying she looks a lot older than 33. I was
She looks
just
a
like,
lot different now too.
Yeah,
Oh wow. And how so?
it's one every season.
I mean,
Yeah.
keep in mind, like it's been months, so you know when you see pictures from their premiere parties, and then them on screen, they look different. Jamala
Yeah.
looks good.
Oh.
yeah.
Is her hair the same color?
Jamie. What did you say, Gus?
Is her hair the same color now, Ty?
Oh, see, I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't like that hair color on her, I don't think.
I think that might
The
be
one you- the
what's
pictures you
aging
showed.
her.
I think that's what's aging her. She needs something a little softer.
Maybe so.
That's just the gay in me. Just giving her, like, I'm trying to give her a makeover.
So talking about looks,
I was-
Sabrina,
Uh-huh.
do you enjoy the wigs? I want to know that.
Me personally,
Yeah, what you're seeing. 'Cause I know how you style this look.
absolutely.
You
Let me
are?
tell you something. I'm about to look. I enjoy the wigs so much that I'm about to review. I have a bunch of videos I have to do from a bunch of wigs that people have sent me. that sponsored me. So yes, because I love wigs. I've always, let me tell you something. When they told me that I could not wear wigs on the show, I was devastated. I love my hair short. I love it short. My hair has been bronze, blonde, black, auburn, red. I love my short hair, but do I love to wear wigs? Absolutely. Like I would like, come on now. Like I end up coming in the room and be like, hey boo, you know what I'm saying? You know, like,
Well, more
every
specifically,
night
are
I'm
you
different.
enjoying
Surprise.
the wigs on the show?
Oh,
I know we're not talking about your wigs. Yeah, no, your wigs on point.
I'm not.
You had like one slip
I'm
up.
not.
You know, so we
so you talking
yeah,
about
because you're speaking so highly of these looks.
that was a shameless plug. Sorry, guys.
This is your channel.
Oh.
No, you get it right. You know, you get it right. You know, like I said, maybe that one time.
Thank you.
That America, but you know, every time it's on.
People still drag me for that wig. But honestly, I feel like that it's so funny because someone actually commented on one of my reviews or something that I did, and it was like, Sabrina, can you try to reach out to Own or Will Packard and let them know about the hair and the wigs on the show, because pretty much it's not giving what it's supposed to give. So how do I like it? I feel like this. See, I'm just such the type of person I am. I'm like, look, if she put it on her head and that's how the wig look and that's how she wanted the wig to look on her head, because she stepped out on national TV with that wig on with her hair looking like that, that's how she wanted to look. She like it. I love it.
Okay.
That's just how I feel about it, period. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking at the wigs like when I watch the show. I really don't. You know what I look at? I look at the clothes. The hair is just like, that's how she wanted her hair to look, you know. Don't make me no difference. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I prefer a different look sometimes. Some of them, they are off to me. I don't love it. I think there is a specific way to do wigs and a way to make it look and do whatever if you're going to do it to keep some kind of naturalness about it. But it's hard for me when things look really sprayed up, glued down, pressed up, super fake, not as clean. Okay. Like, as I feel like they, I do think that the wigs could use a little bit more. It wasn't everybody, blah, 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 but wigs is something I do notice. And sometimes I just don't love it. It just feels like too much. But I'm also an island girl. Like, I don't need to do foundation. I'll throw my hair up like this, but I wear wigs too. You know what I mean? So I understand how it's supposed to look, but sometimes I'd be looking like, I just either wanted to take it off or just do something that's a little more not so like, sometimes it'd be too glued and too swooped and too much for me. But then I'm also very natural. I lean towards natural. Even if it's fake, I'd rather it look a little bit more natural. I can't be doing all of I be watching these hair videos. People be cutting, spraying, makeup, glue. I could never in my life have all that on me. And like, it just drives me insane.
It's like
I would feel so dirty. Like,
I have fun doing that. Like, I be at home like, ooh, tomorrow I get to do my wig. Like, I be excited.
Okay, yeah. I mean, teach your own.
Like,
so I'm just different,
girls.
I guess. It's all good.
I think too, like with J-Dub, I think maybe they'll learn from this. Maybe they'll see it on TV and be like, oh.
And you will.
Maybe I should change that up a little bit. Because that does happen a lot, right? You see yourself on TV and you're like, oh.
Speaking of wigs, did anybody get in the pool?
Right?
I don't remember. I think the guys did. I don't
the guys
think
were, yeah.
Because Devin was sucking toes.
Sharice's toe, too.
Devin was sucking Sharice's toe. And I want to say, I think, who did the dye then? Was that Devin or was that Mike?
I feel like that might have been
Samson.
Mike.
Oh, was it Samson? Maybe so. Yeah, but that was really it. I didn't really see anybody. I know our season, not everybody, but a lot of people was in the pool.
Yeah.
And yeah,
exactly.
And we could barely remember what happened at the poolside with your season. We had like the most memorable scene at the pool ever in Ready to Love history. Look at the Tiger. And, you know, when
Tyrone,
when the flower opened, you know, the opening of the flower of the pool. And well, now we're not. I'm gonna let Ty go, because I mean I still haven't forgot. I just, you know, I was yelling at the TV like, come on, Ty, what are you doing? what are you? All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. We on another season.
Oh, I do remember that pool scene. I already got on Ty about it once. I was like, marriage, okay, but whatever, you know. Maybe that's just where his head was at.
Not what I said.
Kind of you did.
It's not what I said.
A little bit.
I brought Ty some barbecue chicken, and it told me that he was getting married. I was like, damn.
Look, I just.
Sorry, Ty. You know I got to finish.
Ty, it's okay.
It's all love.
I took that chicken
that was a long time ago, Ty. That ain't real.
That was so last year.
That don't exist.
Long time ago.
Right.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Oh God. All right. So Tommy walks. Oh, let me get mine because I'm about to improv too. Like, where am I? Okay. So Tommy comes in and pretty much he sits and he talks to the men about their connections, and he's like, you know, who y'all feeling, who y'all not feeling, and of course, he does ask them about Sharice and Dominica. He like, well, you know, because they was on the bottom, like, what y'all think about that? So that's when pretty much they all do definitely tell Tommy that Dominica is more like a friend, and I think I can't remember his name, but he says that Sharice is a dipper. Who was it that said that? You know,
yeah.
She was like going to person to person to person to person. They were like, yeah, they pretty much was saying that it didn't seem genuine. Like they're actually trying to get to know anyone. It was like, let me just hurry up and make my rounds, so at least they can say I made my rounds. You know what I'm saying?
A checklist. Yeah.
Exactly. So pretty much at that time, while the men are sitting there talking to Tommy about their connections, the women pretty much gather around at this time. And then this is when Sharice says to the other lady, she's like, I just kind of wanted to know like why I was on the bottom. She was like, I'm strong. She was like, I got a lot going for myself. She was like, I'm a catch. I bring a whole table to the table. And her and no, she didn't say nothing yet. Kayla ain't say nothing yet. And then they was pretty much talking, whatever. And then a bunch of them started talking. She says, well, I'm not going to bow down to no man. She says, I'm not catering to no man. She says, why? Because I'm supposed to do that because I'm older. She said, why should I treat a man like a prize? She says, I pay my own bills too. Like, I don't have to treat a man like that. how do y'all feel about, oh God.
I want to hear from the black man on this one. I'm curious.
Right.
You want to go,
Callers.
Ty? Or I go ahead. Well, I'm gonna say, especially in this modern day of time, women have different approaches to relationships. I'm gonna say more so with Sharice, it's just a lot of what's that? A lot of stank, that she puts on everything. Everything is coming from a negative space, and I get it. You know, this isn't the 1940s or 50s, and it's a new day and time, but everything about her just seems negative. And, you know, what is she there for? What are you willing to do? And for the most part, most men don't care how accomplished you are. They would be more interested in your personality and your demeanor and how you treat them, and not so much. Oh yeah, I pay my own bills. I pay them on time, and I got 3 cars and 2 homes. You know, who cares about that? That's your stuff. How do you treat me? How does it feel when you come into my space? You know, that's where I'm at with it.
You know, I would not, you know, how do I say this? I'm gonna try to say this the best way I can. Like, I feel like the more you have, the more we have. You know what I mean? I would want you to have everything. I would want you to be settled. I wouldn't want you to, like, quote unquote, need me for anything, you know, material, right? But I don't want to feel like, you know, if I was gone tomorrow, then your life wouldn't change at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to feel some type of desire that you at least would appreciate me in your space. You know what I mean? Or at least appreciate the fact that I'm in your life or that I exist, you know, at all. But to be so nonchalant about, you know, my existence and how, you know, my existence in your life may not change you that much. Like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? So that's just my take.
Okay, so mine's gonna be different, of course, in the sense of not coming from the same place as these men are. But I didn't take it as extreme as the ladies were taking it, in the sense of they led in straight to me, which was the narrative of being the woman, and from like a Bible aspect is what I was getting. I felt like a religious component of, like, I'm here to serve a man. A man is meant to be served. And I think what she was trying to say, Cerise, is that I'm okay on my own. That's not the type of relationship I'm looking for. And I appreciate that in some sense for her, because that means that she doesn't go with a narrative of tradition, and we can all live in our own authentic different ways of how we move as couples. But it gets sticky if then, like you said, Ty, like, you don't need me or love me, or we don't have that mutual respect for each other. There's no component of us actually moving together. Absolutely. I think she was just trying to say, like, I'm not dependent on a man, but I'm actually open to being with a man. That's how I gather from it. Because the other one's just like, well, I'm just gonna succumb, and I'm here to please him. And I've been hearing that narrative a lot lately, and that's something that doesn't really. I'm not here for that. That's just not my idealism.
I blame Beyonce.
I don't know. You know, I think I agree with all of you guys. I think everything that you guys said, you know, holds weight. I think when I was hearing her, for me, I'm hearing a tinge of pain. And when you have that running underneath the surface, it does make it challenging. I don't know if so much, because how do I say? So I'm a woman who was raised Christian, but I don't do religion anymore. So I don't even subscribe to that, right? So I have a dual ear where I'm like, this is where I'm really at, and this is where I was raised. And I do think for her, it wasn't even like the way she said it. And that goes back to what you said, Sabrina, is the way she says things. I got my own this, I got my own that. But the things she said, why treat a man like a prize? And to me, that's just very negative. If you are looking for love, most women, I will say, because our nature is to nurture outside of religion, a woman's nature is to nurture. We birth the babies, we breastfeed the baby. Like, it's a nature thing. And to speak of a potential partner as if that's not a win for you and you don't want to like give to them, that's just where did that come from with what she really said? To me, that's saying it came from, you know, Gus, back to what you were saying. There's a lot of narratives going around. Like, I'm very much watching the Twitters and everybody's, oh, the man's the prize, the women's the prize, and submitting and all this. But at the end of the day, when you just come down to the core of things, if you're here looking for love, I don't know if the right energy, like, I'm not finna do this for a man, really is like, I'm here for love. I'm open. I want to give. I want to be. I want to, even regardless of your gender. And I mean, we didn't talk about justice. We could talk about that, you know, whenever you get to it. But, you know, he said some things, and it's just like, if you're not here with your heart open, like Samson had said to be, which he was really good at that, then why are you here if you ain't finna treat no man like a prize? Like, I don't know what's wrong with that. What's wrong with loving and doting on and nurturing and giving to somebody who could potentially be for you? Because wouldn't you want that in return from them? So that's kind of where I saw it as. I'm like, well, damn, girl, who hurt you? Because you just sound upset. It doesn't sound like it came from anywhere. Like, it's okay to have your own things. Great. But like, I don't know. That's what I was hearing. Like, where did that really come from?
Yeah. Like, I agree with all of y'all. I just feel like if she has that type of mentality, just because I know how I am, like, I feel like I'm a queen and I want a king. And on the throne, we sit side by side and we serve. You know what I mean? And I just feel like at the end of the day, like, I'm looking, not that I'm looking, but, you know, if I'm in a situation where I am, or I meet someone and I meet my husband, there are certain things that I am going to do for my husband, not because he's a man and I pay my own bills. It's because I love him. It's because I want to do those things for him. It's because I am a nurturer. You know what I mean? And I would hope that the days that, you know, I'm tired or I don't, he would do that. But guess what? Like, he's the prize, now I'm the prize. You see what I'm saying? And it's like a give type of situation. I've never been into give-take situations. I've never been into one person is higher than this person, or like, I've always seen everyone is, you know, especially in a relationship, I've always seen, or I feel like it should be equal, because I feel like I feel like wherever you lack, like, I should fill, and then vice versa. And then we like fill into each other's cup, and then we become full together, you know. And that's just my opinion. But, you know, I'm thinking that she has never been placed in a situation, maybe dated someone to help her understand or feel this. Because, I mean, she's 42 years old, so this is learned. So she got this from somewhere, being like this and thinking like this. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if this is how she thinks and feels, more power to her. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, me personally, I know if I had those type of characteristics or those thoughts or if I had that demeanor, I can honestly say personally, it would be hard for me to probably find a man, because I personally don't think that it's men out here that's looking for a woman that is kind of self-consumed within herself like that. Is now maybe looking for a woman like that, but she ain't no wife. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's just my opinion, but, you know, to each his own, though. To each his own.
I'm getting she may have done all of that stuff in the past, right? She may have submitted, you know, to a man back in the day, and it didn't end up well, and she got burnt really, really bad from it. And she's harboring that feeling, and it's just coming off in almost everything that she does. And it's like she doesn't want to go back again. So she has this little comfort zone that is working for her, may not be working for us, but it's working for her. So she's gonna just
stay in that.
Is it working for her?
Is it working for her? It feels like according she has walls up.
Yeah,
she has steel walls up, is what it feels like, and that's kind of, it's hard. She's not letting anybody into that her space. And like you said, it's probably because she hasn't been nurtured in that sense. And I can understand that. Maybe she was like these other women who was like, I'm submissive. I'm here for my man. My man is the king and I am his servant. And she was like, that's not going to work for me. Maybe she's just trying to say, like Sabrina is saying,
help me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like,
what's wrong with a helpmate? We
Right.
helpmates to each other. You help me, I help you. Was that not
100%.
okay?
But I felt from that conversation, some of the girls are kind of like, I'm just here to be I'm here for my man, and it's all about my man. That's what I'm here on earth for. And I think I would have been triggered like her, but spoke it a lot more, probably better than she did, about being like, can't we be here for each other? Can't we be each other's equals? Isn't that what partnership is? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Isn't that how we grow? Isn't that how we stay together? Isn't that how this lasts, by holding each other on equal ground? So yeah, she just had a lot of walls up, steel walls.
So before,
but isn't that how we get to each other? It's relationships are not necessarily 50-50. They're 100%. So if you're coming 100% you and a man comes 100% him, if I'm coming 100% me, then I'm going to talk about me. I love to nurture. I love to cook. I love to clean. I love to love on. I love to so I'm going to say those things without the expectation that people think I'm just put on the earth to be a wife and I just want to submit. Call it submission or whatever. This is just the way I love on my man. So I can only talk about me. It should be a given that he's on the other side of the table. Like, I just want to take care of her. I want to make sure she's good. I want to support her dreams. I want to, and we going to get together and do this. It's just weird how we've gotten to this space that a woman or a man expressing the fullness of what they're willing to do for somebody else has become some simp behavior or some psycho Christian or we're just talking about relationship. Just show up with what you got. And I think you're right, Gus and Tyrone, because I can relate. I've been that person who was I was a wife as a girlfriend and I got burned, and it's okay. But there was a while where my walls were up so hard. I did feel like I had to like defend myself because who was going to do it for me? Not these men. So I can just see that part. And that's why when I started with this, I'm like, well, who hurt you? Because it's not coming off as a woman who has her stuff together. I still feel like is open to meet a man who has his stuff together or whatever it's going to be. It's like, I'm excited about what I bring to the table for my man. So like Tyrone said, we can come together and like you said, Sabrina, match. You lack where I have more of and vice versa, and we become a team. So it's just the delivery on her part that's just like very, and I know that comes from maybe she was taken advantage of me, but this is also called Ready to Love. So if she's going to remain on the show, I would like to see her move beyond that. And it's a very hard thing to move beyond as a woman who feels like she has to protect herself in the world. This is a lot of the complaints where men are like, women are so masculine. Yeah, because they're like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do to me? What you gonna do? I gotta make sure. And that's not comfortable for anybody to come from. That's not real. So you have to resolve that within yourself before you call yourself giving your heart over and falling in love. You got to get rid of that.
Exactly, Jamie. Exactly, because we're doing all this and psychoanalyst and going deeper. This is supposed to be about people who are ready to love. They're open. They're seeking. They have a certain attitude. Of course, everyone is going to look different in personality-wise, but everyone should be open and ready to love. But we have to sift through their personalities, what may have happened to them when they were children and their past relationship. A lot of shows do that. They bring unhealed people on so the drama can begin. And that's what's going on.
And also, hopefully, that drama can be resolved and they can grow from it. Like, I'm the optimist in that sense. You know, maybe this is where you find yourself. Maybe this is where you see yourself. Maybe this is the lesson that's needed for you to shift into the existence and reality that you want to be living in. I always think there's that silver lining, the other side that exists within it, the duality.
I agree, because I've said that before. I'm like, people are like, don't they do psych evals? Don't they do this? Don't they do that? I'm like, right. And they probably was like, oh, she crazy. We need her. Let her go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, so yeah, like, absolutely. So, you know, but I don't know. It just makes me just feel like, dang, like, if he's not the prize, and of course you're thinking that you are. So my question to you is
right.
Well, then what is he to you?
Right.
Why can't he be a prize? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Like, I'm a prize, but guess what? He need to be a prize too, because if he's not a prize, 100%. I don't want him.
Yep.
It's really simple.
Really easy. Really
I
easy.
want him to be the top prize. Okay. I want him
Well,
to
it's
be more
kinda
of a prize than I am. Like, dang,
Totally.
Listen.
It's kind of like you said too, J-Dub, and it's I've been meaning to say it's like, then why are you on the show? Like, why are you on the show then if you're not looking for this? Like, if these walls are up and you're just so resistant to this and you're not really here for the love, then why are you on the show? And we go back to what you said, Ty. Maybe she's a little plant. Maybe she's up in there for a reason.
Oh.
And yes, the production's job is to do that, Sabrina. Like you said on your show, they were like, go in there and talk. That's literally a producer's job.
Yeah.
Is to do that, is to make those conflicts happen. And good on you for being wise enough to being like, I know how that's going to make me look represent, and I'm not going to represent myself like that because that's not real. Some other people don't have that awareness, and that's why we fell in love with you, because you have awareness. You were
Seriously.
a full-fledged woman, queen.
they were
That,
trying to
you
set
know.
me up so many times, and that's probably why I came off the way that I did so many times on camera, because I would be like, I'm not doing that. Like, they would ask me questions like about the other women and like, well, how did you feel about such and such, and when she did that to you, and then I'd be like, I don't care about her. I don't care about him. The only thing I need to care about is what me and him doing. Like, I don't gotta care about what they doing. They do what they do. Let them do it. I don't care. You know, and that's
horrible TV though.
And that would be the only part that they would show, but they didn't show the part where it was
Healthy.
like, oh my God, like I love them all, like they're all queens, we're all beautiful, and they ain't show none of that. I was like, they made me look like I was like that diva, you know, and I was like, but what about the soft side of me? They didn't show. Anyway, okay, so
I saw soft in you though. I didn't
love
see you being
everything.
hard. Yeah, I felt
You're real, girl.
You're real. You have a beautiful balance.
Okay, we're moving forward. Okay, so while they're sitting there talking to each other, and this is the second part of this, because Kayla pretty much counteracts. That's the girl with the curly hair, and she was like, "Hold on," you know, and she kind of got offended by the things that Charisse was saying, and let me put my glasses on. I'm sorry, guys. And she says, you can't have an I need a man mentality and then expect a man to want you. She says, because like for her, pretty much, she was like, I was made to be a helpmate. She said to help him realize who he is. And pretty much Shakira and then Shakira and Charisse get into it. And then Charisse talks about how she walks over to Kayla and Randall and was like, you know, you being treated like a king. Like, oh, you don't need to be treated like. So Charisse pretty much says that isn't how. She was like, that's not how I said it. She said, and that was just making fun. She said, I ain't say it like that. And then
King Randall said, that's exactly how you
That's
said it.
exactly how she said it.
Right, that's exactly how she said it.
Oh,
ma'am.
stuff, ma'am.
And Charisse said, well, I was actually complimenting the ladies.
She was not, though. And that was revealed with her, why I gotta treat him like a prize. Yeah. It was revealed. Right. You mad about that. You mad about seeing men getting loved on and king treatment. And you're saying you didn't say that, but then turned around and like, why I gotta treat him like a prize? She outed herself. Yeah. Sorry. I get extra.
It's okay. Yeah. And then pretty much Shakira was like, you know, saying that that's just how she took it. And she was like, well, I was trying to compliment you. She was like, well, that was a hell of a compliment. And Charisse tells her pretty much, she's like, well, if that's just how you took it, sweetie. And Charisse says that she doesn't know what she's talking about. And pretty much that's just immaturity on her part. And she's talking about Shakira. And then, yeah, so. So hold on. She says she's such a liar. So is that what y'all got out of it? Like when she walked up? Because honestly, because when I looked back, I was like, oh yeah, she did say it like that. Because she walked up and was like, oh, Randall, you over here getting treated like a king. She was like, I need to interrupt this. That's what I heard.
That's who she really is.
That's what she said.
So let's not exactly.
Yeah,
let's
exactly
not.
who she is. The tact isn't there. She doesn't care. She says she doesn't care. Yeah. The whole sweetie line, I just kind of tuned out. You know what I mean? And then I was waiting for somebody to say something.
Yeah.
But they're trying to be respectful on TV as well. But she keep pushing their buttons. You know what I mean? It's got to come out at some point. At some point, Somebody got to say something, do something. She don't even realize. I mean, maybe she does realize how condescending she is and how, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the opposite of having tact? Tactless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How tactless she is. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things like you wouldn't even want to go out with her because you feel like she's going to get you in the fights. You know what I mean?
Fights.
With her mouth.
It's the fights because I feel like a lot of people refrained from, like, I'm not about to go back and forth with you, sweetie. It's on camera. So, okay, that's what you said. I'm going to just, because a woman of tact, I'm not going to argue with you on camp for what? You said that you didn't say it? Cool. It's on tape. So it is what, like, all right, I'm going to let you have that. I don't need to argue with you about that.
Production should
Delusion
have
is a big
brought that back.
They should have run it back. That would have been awesome.
I feel like the more and more every day, I'm just realizing people are really delusional.
Oh,
People
delusion
really
is on
believe
at all
these
times.
stories that don't exist, and they convince themselves like that is a reality that had taken place. And hey, live your best life, live in your space, live in your reality. But at some point, you have to accept the reality of the collective and see how you're affecting that, right? And she seems just to not care about that. Yeah, she lacks tact. She should be on Miami Housewives. Like, she is the perfect candidate for that kind of a show. Just the drama, just yeah, just so, you know, like, I don't know. It's just not.
But she just seems like she's not a fighter. She seems like she, you know, got a lot to say. But I think if anyone ever like really came up to her and really tried her, I don't think that she would do anything. She would back down.
She seems like she has a really small group. Yeah, she has a small group of friends. You can tell she probably has a few friends only that put up with her shit, it feels like she doesn't probably have that many friends, like real friends, because it just feels like that. There's something about her that feels lonely. There's something it just feels like it's like watching just somebody just be in their own way. And it's I would love for her to be on the show the whole time, and I would love to see a turnaround.
Maybe you're right about that. I would, if she's going to remain, I want to see a turnaround, because what you're saying about that live in delusion is still protecting yourself. You're protecting your image. You're protecting your mouth. You're protecting your everything's up. Everything she has is like dukes up, you know? And that's where that delusion comes from. I didn't say it. Well, if you took it that, how did it make you feel? Well, if it made you feel that way, I won't call you King then. I'll just call you Randall. She done made up a whole world in her 100%.
Head. Right.
Yeah. Because what she's saying could be right. She could have came from that perspective originally.
No, but she didn't.
So now she's backtracking and trying to paint that picture because she's smart enough to do that. But it's
barely though. When people see you,
where's the integrity? You're not going to get love without having any integrity.
And it's a fail. That's what it is. She's trying to deflect and it's a fail. Like, she failed. Like, if she would have just not said nothing, she would have been better off for her to be like, well, I don't got to call you King, then I'll just call you. No, now you're making it worse.
No,
like,
passive aggressive.
Like, why you ahead?
Yeah.
Like,
stop.
Do y'all see any matches for her? Someone that could counter her personality?
Not right now.
I don't really see it yet.
Not right now.
I don't see it yet either. I don't see it either.
I do.
I mean, when Devin was trying to act like her, I was like,
yeah, but Devin's another one hiding. So she's the only one that gave him a half of a kudo, and he had to eat that because that's what he does. And that's what, you know, his protection and his fear. And I'm afraid to be around people and I sweat and da-da-da. He got a nugget from Cherise and was like, I think she's great. And I think that, and it's like, bruh, like, all right, you know, okay.
Cherise's match is the other person who's in the bottom. That's who her match is. She'll be there every time. That's who she's matched up with. Being in the bottom. Every time it's elimination.
Not the kind of match we want, but yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you're right, because she even tried to steal that from Dominica. Well, and this could be editing, but Dominica was very intentional. Like, why y'all put me in the bottom? What I do? Like, I'm trying to learn and grow. And
she
then
went all around the whole room and was asking everybody why she was at the bottom.
Yeah,
it was genuine.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah,
but then Randall was like, "But you here now? Like let's get to know each other." But I mean, you know.
But then Cherise turned around and just said, "Oh, I'm trying to just see why I was in the." She like stole Dominica's line when it came to that. So there's something about, I don't know. about her matching with the bottom. That's just be matching with the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dominica, as you saw with the picture that I just shared, Dominica was the one that ended up getting sent home because it was both of them on the bottom again. And yeah, she was shocked that she was placed on the bottom again. But it looked like she knew, like she said, I already knew that I wasn't going to be sent home. So, but she looked very confident. The first night at the pool party, she was shocked. But this time she was like, okay with it. Maybe because the initial shock of being placed on the bottom happened at the pool party. So she's kind of already gotten the feel of it. But she seemed real calm here, like completely different from, not yesterday, but for the pool party episode. So, but Dominica did end up getting sent home.
I'm gonna miss her. I really liked her energy. Even when I was looking at that picture, there's something genuine about her. You could tell she has a good spirit.
Yeah. So, does anyone else want to say anything about that whole scene? Nah. So we have Samson and Shakira. They have a date, and pretty much, honestly, like my notes, and I'm gonna keep it. And this is when I said that I was gonna say something about it later. I'm gonna keep it 100, guys. It was so many. Let me tell you, when I did Ready to Love Potomac, my notes was like, my notes for this season is like,
likewise.
And I was just like, oh my God, like I have nothing to go on. Like, let me explain it to you guys. Like, let me tell you so y'all can know exactly like what I'm talking about.
I have a lot of notes on these guys. I was like, why am I writing so much?
I don't, and I'm reaching, and it was to the part where I was reaching, like I even deleted like a bunch of screenshots, and I was like, I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna do it. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. Can't nobody make me do it. So,
well, Sabrina,
yes.
What happened to all the enthusiasm? I mean, when you start out with the intro, it sounded like you almost sold me on the show. It sounds like you're coming around on it.
But I feel like it's blotches though, where it's like, and then when the action happens, it's like, phew, it takes off. But then it's like, like this date between Shakira and Samson. And let me just say, I love them together. I love their energy together. Like they said, it doesn't seem forced when they're together. He brought her a little, I don't even know if it was real or fake, but he brought her a plant. And I just thought it was just so sweet. And Samson pretty much recognizes that, her son is an extension of her, and Shakira is really feeling him. And that's all I got from this scene. And that was just it. Like, it was nothing. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I got so much more from it.
Really? What did you get? Let's talk.
Because when I look at him, especially up against some of the other guys, his genuineness and the way that he speaks, he tells me and shows me he is ready for love. When I was watching him, period. And when I was watching them, all I could think is like, damn, I would love to meet a guy like this. Yep. I could converse with a guy like this. I could be free with a guy like this. I would let a guy like this see me because he would love me, accept me, and grow with me. And it's so special to see because, this is not a diss, but you don't see it as much. When I look at some of the other guys and I look at this one, I'm like, I'm sitting here like, yeah, let me get that. Let me get one of those. Let me order that. Laura, do you see? Because it's the way he speaks he's into her. He's paying attention. He brought a gift. He honors her child. He acknowledges her pain. He said specifically, I'm recognizing her son is an extension of her. A mother's love should speak to the heart. And my heart is wide open, so I'm feeling it. What? Boy, if you don't stop right now, where's my ring? Where is my ring? I love you. Like, and thank you. Okay. She's
feeling the same way. It's when she's like, you have me melting. Like, it's how can you not? How could you not with that energy? Yes. But I will say though, I'm interested in why Tyrone, because I know this is one of them. It has to be why you think he's not going to get as far as we think. Because in my mind, I'm like, we're going to see him at the end boot up. Right?
He's somebody's husband.
No. I was saying Justice.
No?
Justice.
I was thinking Justice.
Okay, copy that.
We don't talk about
to me,
that.
He's like a given. So when you said that, I was like, he's thinking like the givens aren't going to make it. And I'm like, how could he not make it? He's the only one that actually feels like he's really ready to love. Like he's husband.
Oh,
that's all I keep.
Every time I'm like, him.
I have a different take on it.
I want to hear.
I'll go after you, J-Dub.
I'm conflicted. I could see the genuine side of Samson. I thought it was a great dynamic. Let's say older. I think he's about 10 years older. So I think he's at a maturity level. I think he's like 48 or something.
He's almost 50.
Yeah, he's like 48. Yeah. And Shaquille 37. So it's like how a lot of some men prefer a younger woman. I think this dynamic could work. This guy is at a mature level where he can again accept her child. He understands her. He listens. But at the same time, I go into the other side. As far as I know, again, that's a great picture. He's a life coach. I think he could tap in and have a wonderful conversation with everyone, with every woman. And the information you give him, he could serve it up on a plate for you. And it'll be a custom meal for you.
That's how I feel.
I can understand that.
So it may be a little game in there. It may be a little professionalism in there. So I'm not totally sold on this guy. Now, again, like I said, the dynamic, I like the energy. It could work. However, I'm not sure exactly where he's coming from.
I feel you both on that hesitation.
I can take that.
He reminds me of someone from our season.
I wasn't gonna say that out loud.
Walter, who we liked in the beginning too. But here's the thing: Walter isn't a life coach; he's a life coach. And I think to tit for tat what you were saying, J-Dub, when you're a life coach, you know that it's really important to be intentional and to be present with whoever you are with to make sure you're both seen and heard. And I think that's a great trait. And to some people that could come off as sketchy or playeristic, or also could just come off as authentic and intentional, and with the right person, something can grow. Because right now I'm not feeling like it's pushed or put on like I did with some people that was Sabrina talking about and other people. He seems genuinely like invested in like the human experience, was what I gather from him so far. But could that switch? Could the faces change? Who knows? We don't know yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say like I doubt him out loud. I think he's just a naturally genuine, empathetic person, right? He's a life coach. He's talked to a lot of people. But I was gonna go a different route, and I was gonna say, just the foundational things that a man or anyone should have, right? About caring, being vulnerable, being empathetic, should be like the baseline traits that a person should have. And I feel like y'all don't see that a lot. So when you do see it, it's like amazing to you. And then for a person that's naturally like that.
It's like a needle in a haystack.
It's like you just had a conversation. Of course, you should consider a single mom's time, right? Like
absolutely
any woman's time.
Yeah, or any woman's time. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
Todd,
you're right.
That's not the
You're
norm.
right.
As you can see with Devin, we have like a lot of Devins. Whereas my famous quote, or I always say, the internet has ruined the world. People don't know how to engage or interact. It's weird to have personable conversations. They'd rather be on their phones. They would rather text. That's the norm. So sometimes that would be off-putting, like, whoa, you're getting too personal with me. You want to know how I feel? You're being too nice. You must be up to something.
Yeah, I blame them.
It's a new day.
I used to blame the women. I used to blame the women for accepting low effort men and having that low effort be the standard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And not demanding more. If you were to let me stop.
No, don't stop.
No, but to be no.
In some cases, they don't want more. They
correct.
have actually adapted to the new environment now. Like I said,
so
everything is less personable.
They don't know how to recognize.
I'm not saying adaptation.
But sometimes you don't know how to recognize it. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, sometimes you don't know how to recognize what more is, and so then you can't even embrace it. You can't bring it in.
And then you throw in that sense of independence, and then it ends up working, right? Until you realize that the dude ain't, I don't want to cuss, but you know what I mean? Like eventually you realize that you deserve more. you know, and then it ends up failing when you should have demanded more at the beginning.
Yep.
I think someone like you and someone like of the conversations we're having, but I witness a lot in the real world that people don't even know what more is.
Yeah.
So they
that's
last.
that adaptation. When you're, you know, when 9.5 out of 10 guys you meet are all meh, you're like, okay. I wanted steak, but you know, I guess a Philly cheesesteak is not so bad. It's more calories and it's fried up and it's got cheese. I don't know, but it tastes good. Like, okay, let me try the Philly cheesesteak, but I'm a ribeye girl. Like I want, you know, so you're right about that. And it is the responsibility of a woman to not accept less, because when we do, these dudes stay less and they keep getting less and less. And then we look at somebody like Samson and it's just like, oh my God, I want to marry you because you can have a conversation. Like, my God.
Literally.
That's how I feel about it. I'm like, he seemed like a nice guy, but I'm like,
But it
like,
sucks that we got to be like,
yeah, it does. It just
Sabrina likes a little bad boy though, a little bit. You tend to like a bit of a little bad boy, yeah.
I do. Slight, just joke, man.
Just
a little bit.
Yeah.
an ex-thug, you know, an ex one. That life is behind him.
But I feel like Samson is a great guy. I think he's a good guy, but I just feel like, because I feel like it's something to everybody for real. And I just feel like it's too soon for me to be like, that's him. That's what I feel like, no, he's a great guy. But I need a minute. Like, it's something about him. I just feel like he's one of those type of men that knows how to act. He knows what to say. He knows what to do. He know, and you just like that. I just feel like, you know, and the only reason I feel like, and I could be wrong, and I'm not saying that I'm right. All I'm saying is I've met people like him before. And one thing where I am in my life right now, I noticed all the flags. I noticed the green flags. I noticed the red flags. I noticed the yellow flags. I noticed the purple flags. I noticed all the flags. And he got some flags. I'm not saying they red.
Sabrina's like,
I'm just saying.
Look how easily he.
I mean, I'm like this.
I don't like him.
You know, that's no.
Right? Because he was like party time, right?
He must be a bottle popper. I can't do no bottle popper.
Shout out to April B. Thank you so much for the super chats. I appreciate you.
Ooh, the bar is in hell. They say. Ooh.
But here's I'm gonna go out on a limb, Sabrina. I think you recognizing so many flags is possibly holding you back from just maybe they're not yellow or purple or green and they're white, and you're just interpreting it from the same space as somebody else's red or orange flag they're giving out.
I wish you were right. Like,
I'm not saying it's happening. I'm saying, but that reality does exist in the sense of, I know what we're saying right now is we're expecting Samson to fail. We're expecting to see something wrong with him. First of all, we're all human.
No,
he's
see,
gonna
that's
have
not
his faults.
No.
But it feels like that because it's kind of like, but there's something that could be. It seems too good to be true, and it's like, well, maybe
that's not what I'm saying.
No, I was just saying that was just a normal conversation. It was just a normal.
You have to use discernment, and you have to pick up on energy. Energy is very real, and it's some of us who can pick it up a little better than others.
Like, I don't want to see him fail. I'm not waiting for him to fail. All I'm saying is that conversation gave me, wow, he seems like he's such a nice guy, but it's something about him like that ain't giving me he's that great of a guy. Like, I feel like it's something about him that's just, you know, like I'm not expecting him to fail, you know, it's just something about him. That's like Gus. The first time I met you, I didn't get no flags. I was like, green flag, green flag. Like, I love him. Like, it's like.
See, you missed all the red ones.
Sabrina says Samson's like a Venus flytrap.
Right. Like,
not the Venus
flytrap. People that you meet and they might seem like they're the greatest person, but it's just something about them. And that's just what I get from. And I've got it from him from episode 1, not even during this conversation.
Y'all know at the end, like episode 10, we're gonna have to revisit this.
Absolutely. Tell me if I'm wrong.
100%.
Like, I'll be like, you're right, I was wrong.
We'll see it before then. I'm sure of it. I'm certain. And that's how it happens in life. You just give it some time. True representative will come out.
Yeah, I think J-Dub can kind of understand like where I'm kind of coming from, like when it.
Yeah, I said it. Yes.
See, I need friends like that in my life. I got Gus. I need some J-Dubs. Because Sabrina laughs at me. You know, I'd be hella gullible. I'd be like, oh my God, he's so sweet. That was amazing. And you're like, girl, yeah, that was. I'm like how did I miss that? I need to keep
when we in broadcast, when we be backstage after we don't be recording, I'd be like, Jamie.
You receive all that great feeling he says that, receive it, but just give it time.
Yeah.
And see if you can back those words up. And that's how you'll know. That'll tell you everything. Is his actions matching his words and his energy?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I'm also not talking about their dynamic. Like their dynamic, I'm not saying for him and her, they're together, they're the people. I'm just saying on the date, I really enjoy the way he shows up.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I could see him connecting with Charisse. I think he has that.
What?
Yeah, I could see it. I could see him like
personality.
He can connect with anyone.
I can see him serving as like her therapist. You know,
any of them.
I don't think he would want to put that much work in.
I don't think so either.
I think it would.
I don't think he's trying to. I don't think he wants a project. That's just my.
He always has to work. He has to work.
But that's his profession. It's his profession. It's going to come natural. It's going to come natural to him.
Yep.
And
but
he's going to
some
have
people want to separate the real life from the profession. Like some
Swayze.
people do want. Correct.
Well, people say that all the time. When something is so ingrained in you and you do it so much, you know, people tell you, oh, when you go home, don't be a drill sergeant. If you've been a drill sergeant for 25 years, it's some drill sergeant that's going to come home.
I think
it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong.
My dad,
that's
run
what
the
it
stairs.
That's what it's going to be.
I think he's going to have a subconscious desire to try to fix her.
If
she stays on.
He did say that.
He did say that.
Ooh.
I told y'all I was
Eva.
About that part.
Auntie Eva.
Yep.
Because he did say that, and I didn't like that. I was confused by it. I wanted to know more about it, and I don't know how it made me feel. I was like, yeah.
I understood it. I mean,
I did too. I liked it.
I understood it. I'm thinking if what I'm reading or listening to him, he wants to have that energy reciprocate. He wants
to be sure.
when you get older, you know, as an older gentleman, you want some come forward. That motivates you. You not just laid back. I gotta chase you.
I wouldn't have said it like that.
100%.
And I'm not going to pursue a woman unless she pursues me first.
Shows interest.
Yeah.
And I get that because I'll tell you what, the only time I was ever engaged to a man, I hollered at him. I saw him. I liked him. I grabbed it. I got it. It was mine. We were done. And I do believe that there are some men who like that energy because, green light. Okay, now I can. Then I got the flowers, the dates, the ring, the you know what I mean? But it was definitely me that was like, I'm gonna go ahead and say something.
It's a way to sort through the riffraff, or not riffraff necessarily, but sort through what works for you and what doesn't. Right then, off the bat, he's able to see this will work for me. I can see someone who's going to keep meeting me. That's how I.
And I can see how guys feel like that because you look at somebody like Justice who says, "I'm not going to spend my money unless we did it."
Oh,
okay,
God.
you hurt. You hurt. You put your money on the wrong chick and did it. So. I understand men needing to see something, and I think it's fair, and I think it makes sense. I don't think there's anything wrong with it from a woman before they just, do the things. So
and it's a very clear thing to say right now, this day and age, and it's something that's probably not received well. But for him, I think he's stating that because it's very specific to him, and that's something that's usually not said by a man, maybe, possibly even.
I think he just could have worded it differently.
Yeah, that's what I think because I'm going to take what you say. And I'm gonna run with it. Like I'm not gonna take what you thought that you said.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, mean what you said, or you ain't mean.
That's when you get in trouble. You start thinking for other people, and
like,
they really meant this. Like no, they told you what they thought.
Yeah. I don't think he was. There was no. I think you hear it when you hear it. You hear it. If you don't hear it, you don't hear it. I don't think he's trying to adapt.
Right. Like I heard. Like I'm gonna stand there with my drink.
You heard Laverne? You heard Laverne from last season?
Laverne. He need to be like, hey, how are you? Like, what's your name? He like, oh, now I can pursue you. Like, I didn't get. Oh, hey, how are you? I saw you nodding at me. Well, I did nod at you. You know, I just wanted to know if you were going to come over and talk to me. And since you did, I'm gonna talk to you. But guess what? He nodded first. Okay, you know, like to let her know, like, hey, like I'm checking you out. No, he talking about he like. I ain't gonna nod. I'm gonna wait, stand right here.
No, see, I don't perceive it like that at all.
That's how I received it. I'm gonna stand right here with my drink, and whoever come talk to me first, that's the person that wins.
That's
I
how
think
I said
pursue
it, but that's
is a
not how
strong
I
word.
took it.
Pursue
You know?
is a strong word.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyrone,
That's to
didn't
each
we
their own
talk about
perspective.
this?
Yeah, it
I feel
is.
like
That's
this
how
is
he
a
said it, but
deja
that's not how I
vu.
took it. You know, he's like
Yeah.
50, so basically, he's saying like, I need to see some interest for me to spend my time.
I
Yeah.
can't be mad at that. Honestly.
Yeah.
Especially with this day and age, like JW was saying, there's so much
You know?
lack of interest. It's all like
I know.
superficial. It's
Games.
all out there. There's no like, you know, it's like, I'm cute, you should come talk to me. I'm on the internet and I have followers. And it's like he's basically saying, I am not that person. There needs to be something. That's how I gathered what he was saying. But
time will
I
tell.
like
Yeah.
him. I don't know what time will tell.
Yeah,
I am single though, but I was like, I love the way he moved. I was like, ooh. I would have been melted too. I would have been into a puddle. I would like,
If he was the bomb, I was like, yeah, he's like kind of perfect.
Damn.
Dresses well. He looks like he smells good. He just
Like every time he smell good.
I'm gonna put that aloe plant on my face at night.
Look
Like,
at
yes.
Oh boy.
this one.
Oh my god.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh my god.
So I really didn't have much to say about them either. I said Jamal and Swayze have a date. I said they talk more in depth about Swayze's past relationships. About he was like, I was 30, she was 38. I was single for 3 years. So I kind of got like they're like kind of feeling each other. I don't think he was feeling her as much as she was feeling him, because when he was on his green screen, he was like, like I like her or whatever. And I just feel like if we get to know each other more as time goes on, I can see something romantically coming. So I don't think that he was really feeling her like that, because I feel like if you was feeling her, he'd be like, yeah, I was feeling her. Like, I'm trying to see where this gonna go. And he didn't give off that type of energy, but I felt like that she was. So, but I didn't get much from this date other than that.
No.
Oh, Swayze.
I think Swayze feels himself more than he feels anybody else, and I think that can be a problem.
You are not the first person I've heard say that.
I think he's like really, he's really into himself, and right, he's a beautiful man. I get that. So I mean, he likes what he's looking at, I guess. But I just don't think he's going to get what he's saying he wants to get, because he's too busy.
Yeah, I feel like there's a person that he wants to be and a person that he's comfortable being.
Right.
That part. That part, Tyrone.
Yeah, he wants people to believe that something that he's just not. And I don't know him and I don't want to judge him, but
right.
You can see things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been out, you know people, you know your fellas, you know your friends, you know what I mean? You've seen it.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
We're not calling him Lucifer. We're just observing.
Yeah.
I definitely get that. And, to be honest, Jamala said the same thing. She said she picked up on him being serious about trying. But sometimes I think there's these men out here who have an ideal of, I want to be a husband, I want to do this, and it's almost that white picket fence and white horse thing, and it sounds good, but are you that guy? Genuinely, in your heart of hearts, not what society says you should be, or your friends, or your mom, or your religion, or whoever else. Who are you, and what do you genuinely want? On all this, I'm not mad at him trying and having these long relationships and being by himself for 3 years to figure it out and moving on. I don't think it's a bad journey, but I'm just kind of like, what does he really want? And I'm getting more of what Tyrone is seeing. Like, I don't know, dude, you might not be that guy, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But who are you though? Like, what do you really want?
I think he should just be a bachelor and own it.
Own the
Maybe him and Charisse.
It's not a bad
Maybe him
thing,
and Charisse.
Yeah, we're definitely on the same page. I think Swayze wants to come off as he's a serial monogamous young man, but that's not what it is, and that's the picture he's painting. Because I don't even remember his date's name, but she did happen to mention that, like, hey, it sounds like you're kind of jumping from relationship to relationship. Then that's when he's going, oh yeah, I've been single for 3 years. But the way he was speaking, it exactly sounded like, no, I was with her for 3 years. I was with her for 4 years. I was with, and he's only 33. So yeah, he's trying to paint a narrative, and I think it's a fail as well. It's coming off of as a big representative, so he won't last, and I don't think he's ready for love, and he doesn't seem
100%.
mature. I know he tries to say, yeah, I do a lot of joking because I have a serious career, but there's no substance to me that I see from him.
I want to know what his relationship with his mother is. I'm curious about that with him.
I could see it two ways. It could be over nurtured or lack of nurturing. I could see both of those.
One of the two.
Possible.
So let me ask y'all this. Shout out to April B for the super chat. She says there are so many unsuccessful wigs this season.
That was so good. I try not to laugh when I read that.
Yeah. So, okay, just because I saw this in a comment, and I haven't really been logged on the social media, and I love looking at like Black Twitter, and I love looking at like the comments and stuff like that, especially because we're reviewing, the show. But I saw something, and I wanted to ask you guys' opinion. Do y'all compare, or have you compared Wiley to Swayze ever? Or no? No.
A little bit, honestly.
Them, yeah.
A little bit.
But my thing is they're both young and they're immature. That's all I get from both of them. But that's, to me, like energy, and Swayze is to me a whole completely different human being than Wiley internally. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember who Wiley was until you said it. I mean, even though I know Wiley, but yeah, because I've moved on. I'm trying to focus and learn on this forgettable cast. So I'm just trying to.
Damn, shots fired.
Yeah, so I'm trying to lock into them. So yeah, I didn't even. It's like Wiley. Who was Wiley? Okay, Wiley. Oh, Chuck Brownson. Okay, I got you.
I can see the comparison.
I don't think Wiley's in denial though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's 100%. And there's going to be, it's a casting thing. Everyone's going to fit their slot. So people are going to see the comparison.
Yeah. I just thought that it was kind of weird that people were comparing them. I was like, really? Yeah. So I don't know. But I just wanted you guys' opinion on that. Okay, so next, moving forward, we have Charisse is, of course, still in the runnings. And she decided, so she gets a scene. So she does have a get together at her house.
Sabrina. What? We know you did this issue on purpose. Come on now. All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted.
I was going to point it out. Just every single time he opened the door, it just didn't seem natural.
But he'll tell you he's unnatural. He's uncomfortable. He said that. He's not comfortable with certain level of human interaction. You know what? I give it to him just a little bit because he was an athlete. And I've talked to athletes in depth about how they feel about how people treat them. And from young to they're treated like a product. They're treated like, he finna be a heartbreaker. And they're looked at in a certain way that makes them hard. It makes it a little bit harder for them to connect in a genuine way because people don't connect genuinely with them. So only from an athlete standpoint, I can absolutely understand why Devin's uncomfortable and it's a little awkward for him. He's not in the league anymore. He doesn't know what to do. Like the guy needs an anchor, and I get it.
Yeah. So I hate to interrupt you guys, and y'all know I don't really do the interrupting thing, but I gotta drop this little bit of tea. I'm sorry, but I gotta drop it. Okay, so what had happened was I had seen a post on one of the blogs, and he was never in the NFL.
Wow.
Someone said that if you
was he at
the Bills, the football, him being in the league, he was being a past player, et cetera, they said you cannot find him anywhere.
Why was this allowed then?
Yeah, why would production let that be?
Correct.
For drama and placing a socially awkward, sweaty, neurotic, just weird. You know, he can't. He told you up front. He said, "I don't deal with people. I don't like dealing with people." Like you know, this is a group setting daily, and you're uncomfortable in this setting. So how are you going to thrive in any kind of way when this goes against every part of your comfort zone? So this is a
I give him credit. I give him credit for doing that. I see the other. I see the other side of it. I think he's maybe putting himself. He's challenging himself. That, I mean, to me, I could see that being the case. You know, in order to grow, to find love, you have to grow. You have to have that intention, and it means you have to shift what you currently exist in. Maybe he was trying to challenge himself in settings he's not comfortable in. I don't know if that's just there. I'm just blind about how fine he is, but you know what I'm saying? Like I can't.
Yeah,
I hope he's uncomfortable with women because he just wants to come over to daddy and we can make it work. I can love on him like he needs to be loved. Come here, Devin. With that hand right there, we can kick.
Uncomfortable. Maybe
I'll make the car on Instagram, Devin. See you there in the DMs, hopefully.
And y'all do know that he was just on a reality TV show like a year or two ago. I want to say a year ago. It was a show where his mom and dad married him and his wife.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
It was a reality TV show like
I'm
My
tired.
Mom and Dad Married Me or something like that. It was just like in 2001.
Yeah.
And he just
he is
recently got a
reality TV
divorce.
Look at him.
Huh?
He is reality TV. That's reality. Like, you know, he's a part of it.
Yeah.
That character, the looks, the character, it's very current. Like he needs to be on like X on the Shore or you know, or something like that where they're just hot with
F-Boy Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, they did say he did mention, from what I understand, he did mention like he was like, I want to be on reality TV and that's what I'm gonna do. And I think he's going for any show that will pretty much accept him because he's like, I want to do reality TV. That's just what it is.
Well, he's getting picked. So
he's doing it. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's lying his way to the top. Way to go.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah.
You don't got it. That's not reality TV. That's real TV. So everybody watching on there doing the same thing.
Yeah, but you never know. 5 years from now, honey, we might see Devin on a big screen, and we're gonna be like, "Dang, he
100%.
got exactly what he set out for."
I could see him on the Young
everybody's
Restless
journey
in
is
the hospital. 100%.
Yeah, everybody's journey is different. So, and you know, to each his own. And I just hope that he's getting whatever he's trying to get out of being on reality TV. I hope that this show hasn't hurt him, you know, moving forward. You know,
I hope he finds his relationship with his son. That's what I hope.
That's what I'm hoping, because
you need to get that together first.
Exactly.
Do you think that might be a storyline?
Yeah, I was wondering that a little bit.
If it's not the Bills, if anything, like he just seems to have really good storyline. Then, is that put in? Is that produced?
No, I don't.
It was all very awkward.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Like it's kind of like was awkward. I don't know how I felt.
Yeah. No, 2021, not 2001. Yeah, 2021. So last year. Yeah. Okay. So, and Sharice obviously has a problem with the fact that he showed up empty-handed, and he uses her bathroom, and she says, "I hope you didn't take number 2." And he was like, "I don't do number 2 in public. I don't do that. But if I do that, I bring baby wipes." And I'm just like, first of all, where are your baby wipes? And number 2, you just said you don't do number 2 in public. So why would you take baby wipes if you don't do number 2 in public? I was like, makes sense. I was like, he always deflected.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna fit in those tight ass jeans? There was no room in those jeans for baby wipes. Yeah. Where's he gonna have baby wipes?
Well, so he planned on not going number 2.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe they're on the table like over there, and we don't know where we don't see them.
Or
production.
Like I don't know.
He said he don't do number 2 in public, so I guess he. But
you know a lot of people that do.
To me, it's just the epitome of accepting the bare minimum, right? He's like a low effort, kind of guy that just feels like he either don't have to or don't want to.
Right. I feel like because
you know,
too many women told him like, "You look good." They cater to him. He is the prize.
He's like, I don't even do. What do you say? I'm not even do intimacy and all that stuff.
Right.
He's never had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. One night stands.
He probably tells the story to everybody about, I used to play for the Bills.
And plus, I watched his intro with Katie in again. And I was like, is he all in that black woman's hair like that?
Hold on, what?
Remember? Maybe I'm overthinking it, but when he
what?
reached up to go say hello and kiss her on the cheek, he was like in her
Oh, he
hair.
did. He grabbed her on the back because I was like, oh my God.
I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times.
He sure did.
Awkward.
He's so awkward.
And then I watched him open the door like 3 or 4 times too, just to make sure I wasn't tripping. I don't know. You go back and watch it.
Yeah, he's not the star. He's a fall
Go
guy.
back
They
and watch
have
it.
one in every season. You have to put somebody up on the chopping block.
Yeah.
Yep.
They you know, it's a setup, and it's usually that awkward guy who can't socialize and he can't.
But
say
you know how to
anything
say
right.
hello to people. You've been to many events. You know how to open doors, say hello, shake a hand, hug.
I mean, no,
kiss
I
on
mean,
the cheek,
sometimes
something.
you don't know, Ty. Like really, when people were
Some
making a
people
deal
don't.
about like, oh, he didn't bring anything. Like if you're never taught that, or if you're not into social gatherings where that's a custom, yeah,
But you're
he's
a
probably
grown
at
man.
a bar.
You don't have hundreds of teammates, right?
Yeah, he's a grown
You done
man. He
been
should
in
know to bring
school.
something to a house for
You
sure.
done been
I
to
agree.
college.
I'm telling you, it's a
But
real
given
thing.
his experience,
No, it's a real
and what he's
thing.
been
I just
able
think
to
he should
do
do
with-
better. It's a real thing, but he needs to do better. And hopefully he watched this and he continues to bring a gift every time he goes somewhere now.
And that's why
I'm
I was
guilty too. I've been the
I
same way, but
he
we're grown
knows.
men now. It's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
like-
40. He's getting up there. Like it's time to. I'm not in my 20s anymore. Like showing up empty-handed. It's just,
I
Yeah.
refuse.
I don't
learning
I
think he
refuse.
knows
Recording.
better though. That's the thing. I don't think he
Correct.
knows that he's supposed to. He just.
Something.
But watching this, I'm sure like he's looking back at it
100%.
like, "Dang, I look like a complete ass on TV."
or maybe
Mhm.
not.
hopefully he is. Stop it.
Golly.
Sorry.
Nah. He looking at it like, damn, my teeth look good.
100%.
Damn,
Damn,
my
those
hair-
jeans
my
look good.
hair-
on
my
you.
hair-
Right. He like that.
Look at my smile. I almost look like The Rock.
He ain't thinking about nothing but himself.
100%.
Like next time I need to make sure I raise
Right.
my left eyebrow instead of my right
Yeah.
eyebrow
Yeah.
when I smile or something.
Totally. Just
Yes.
thought out.
Yes.
Over heady about everything.
That guy.
I wonder how he felt though, because I want to say like everybody that came in after him was like, here's a gift, here's a bottle of wine, here's a bottle of wine, here's a gift, here's a bottle of wine, here's a bottle of wine. Like I wonder in his head, did he ever think at any point in time, tag, I didn't bring nothing. I don't think he like realized.
No, I don't think he did either.
I don't think
No.
He
did.
don't even remember it if he put the
No.
toilet seat down or not.
Correct.
Come
Exactly.
on.
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Correct.
Like,
You don't remember.
without even thinking about it, you should have been like, yeah, because I always put the toilet seat down.
Yeah, I'm a
Like,
guest in the house.
fuck?
Yeah, questions make him
I'm in a
nervous.
woman's house. Why would I
Yes.
leave the toilet seat up?
I think after watching this panel, he's gonna bring something. If he,
I am
the
just in
toilet
case he
seat
didn't notice when he watched the episode that he should still bring something, he didn't like click. You watch this and he'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll bring something next time.
No, his attention span wouldn't last this long to watch this video.
No,
He
not
either
even
didn't want
close.
to
Yeah.
or didn't have to. He either didn't want to or didn't have to. Maybe he felt like he was already in there. Maybe he's been there before. Maybe he's already brought a bottle.
Oh,
Mm.
that part.
What's happening right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool on Justice. I never was sweating Justice. I know episode 1 is like, look like everybody on Justice. I was like, I wouldn't have looked twice at that man, but that's just me. I really didn't like what he had to say. I was with Michaela on that haul. Oh, I don't need to spend my money to show you I like you. I just need to spend time. And she asked, well, when do you know when you like a girl? Oh, it could be today, tomorrow, or 10 years from now. Baby, no. All of that, Justice. No.
Right.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, baby.
Right. Wait, is he the one that was raised by all women?
Yes.
Yes.
So now, how y'all feel about Samson? That's how I feel about him. Something.
Oh,
is
I
rumbling in
definitely
his
feel
head.
like that about him. I feel like
I'm cool
Yeah,
on Justice. He could never.
I don't. There's something. It is turned. He's turned on all the time. It's not. He's not dropped in. You know what I mean? It's just turned on because he's raised by women. He knows what to say, how to treat them. When he gets in trouble, he knows how to get out of trouble. So he knows how to act accordingly with human beings. Like Yeah, to me that was like smelling this something. I was like,
I think he's gonna constantly seek validation. That's what I think, because he didn't get it from his pops.
And then denies that there was ever an issue of having that void.
Yeah.
Now I'm okay with you not living in the pain of it and all that. I get that, but
to say you're good,
no, I didn't need it because I had to me.
No.
If it, not as a man. I don't know.
You're not good.
Human, men and women.
Yeah. You're not good.
I'm sorry, I just read the comment underneath.
Well, I mean, to me, Justice is just he's talked himself out of the #1 slot of the ladies' man. It's no secret he's exposed. It's not a lot going on with him, and what they thought he was, he's proven himself. Like, well, oh no, Justice is not that guy anymore. So that's done. There's no mystery to him.
I don't think the person Justice would pick is there. That's how I feel.
I don't think any of those women would pick Justice either. I don't think any of those women would pick Justice either. Yeah. Like
Justice does give if we're comparing from another season, I do Walter and Justice. Y'all,
that feels 100%. That feels more relatable to me. But maybe homegirl he's hugging right there. Maybe they're a good couple. He can just put on the funk and she doesn't want something real anyway. So she can just be like, well, he loves me, but he's not even present, and she wants to be in control, and he's going to let her be in control because he's used to letting women be in control. I don't know. Who knows?
He doesn't want to spend money. He just wants to spend time.
Well, she doesn't need the money, she said. She's like, I don't need your money. And he's going to be like, perfect.
But do you see how her pain, when you deflect all that, you're going to attract exactly what you talking about you don't want? So it doesn't, I don't know. This makes me nauseous a little bit. Both of them. I can't.
Yeah, I don't see Walter. Walter wasn't a ladies' man. The women weren't.
Yeah, Walter's a ladies' man.
Walter was absolutely.
Walter is a ladies' man.
No, I'm talking. When I say ladies' man, was the cast like saying, "Oh, let's get at Walter" like that? Were they?
Yeah, I think a lot of them liked Walter in the beginning. Right? Didn't a lot of people like Walter in the beginning?
I don't think so.
It was always a Walter and Sabrina thing in the beginning. I thought that was kind of like known, but I don't know. Walter, I don't want to talk bad about him because it's not. We could probably be good friends and he's probably cool, but I could just see whatever Justice has going on reminds me of what Walter has going on. Like I feel like I don't want to say sorry, but no, I can't.
They know how to work. They know how to play the system. They know how to they think they do at least. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they know.
But that's why they like younger women and women who will allow them. I don't want to spend money. We just got to spend time. And I don't know, 10 years tomorrow. No real woman is no. Okay. Yeah. No.
I think Walter was always one of the top guys, but I also don't think Walter would have said anything Justice said.
No, he would think.
But the vibe is the same.
Yeah, he was too smart to say it. He's older, so he was too smart to say it out loud.
Too smart to say it out loud, but he's doing the same thing.
Yeah. But then again, Jamie, you know what? Like, people meet where they can be met, and that we can have high expectations and hope for ourselves, and they might meet there and stay there. Like we said earlier in the thing, some people stay where they are and they work together because they're there. So who knows? Yeah. To each their own.
To each their own.
So y'all had some quick triggers, man. He's like, Jamie was like, off with the head.
Yeah, because it's just,
Yeah.
But you're right, though. To each their own. This is not for me to just judge, but I just see and I smell and I'm here and I'm just like, and that's okay.
And that's great. That's your discernment. That works for you. That's perfect. That's good. That's firing on all cylinders. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd
like to see more of this guy. He seems cool.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. So Kayla sets up a bowling date, invites Mike, Swayze, and Joe, and Jamala and Shakira. They pretty much mix and mingle, and Kayla does have a quick conversation with Mike, and Mike tells Kayla pretty much that she's too young, and he asks her after that, how many kids does she want, and she says 2, and you can tell like he really ain't feeling that. And Swayze and Kayla talk a little bit, excuse me, about Swayze's past or his last relationship. And Kayla says that she was engaged twice, and both times didn't work out. And pretty much the men were selling her dreams, and she ain't about to be nobody's toy unless she wants to be. There is a bowling competition with Swayze and Uncle Alonzo, Uncle quote unquote in quote from Swayze, Uncle Alonzo, and Alonzo does win. And then Swayze says that bowling is for old people, so he was supposed to win. He says that, or not he says, but Alonzo does get a kiss at the end, and Swayze ends up doing push-ups. Yes. My thing is towards the end, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to speed it up a little bit. So towards the end on the bubble date that Mike had with Brandy, in real life, he ain't trying to have no more kids. Let's keep it 100. He not trying to have no more kids. He has 3 kids by his previous marriage. He ain't trying to have no more kids. But he sat there with Brandy and lied to her in her face. And she goes, well, I need to know like what's going on. She was like, he said, let's talk about you being married, because he didn't realize he was. Go ahead, Tyrone. Oh, right. So he's sitting there and he asked her, because he doesn't realize he's on a bubble date. He asked her, he's like, what you think about marriage? Yeah. So he kind of starts that conversation up, and I'm pretty sure production made him do it. And Brandy says, well, now that we're on that subject, like, you want kids? He said, how many kids you want? She said 2. He said, well, I guess I'm going to have 5. I didn't appreciate him lying to her like that. I mean, because you can see it all over his face. Episode 1, you could see it all over his face when he was talking to Kayla. But as soon as he talked to his strongest connection, he sat there and was like, oh, we about to have 5 kids. That's not the case. So that really caused, was a red flag with me with Mike. But like I said, I'm moving forward a little bit. I'm not talking about the bowling. I'm talking about the bowling. But I didn't appreciate that. But him telling Kayla, like, you too young. Like, how many kids you want? Like, I just was like, wow. So, Brandy, she, she's a little young too. But it was okay with him to have babies with her. So I don't know. But anyway, how did y'all feel about the whole competition with the bowling and Alonzo and Swayze saying that this was an old person sport and Alonzo was supposed to win, and called him Uncle Alonzo?
I think Kayla is with the shits, man. I do. I do. I think she's with the shits. She was the second person I said I think might be an insider, because she's just an advocate. Buttons. She's an advocate. Yeah, she's a button pusher. She's an advocate for the drama, But shoot, she's got that. She got that look in her eye, man. I see the way she look at Swayze. I just, you see things.
You're absolutely right, Tyrone, because I wrote that down. Every single thing she said, and I like her. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have any beef with Kayla and how she acts, but everything that she said had a little tinge of problematic underneath, and I was like, yeah, she's with shits, because she started off by saying like, oh my God, like, I'm 30 and I'm feeling the pressure of grandbabies. But then the second somebody says, oh, you young, I'm not young, and I've accomplished it. So now that's a problem. Being too old is a problem. Being too young is a problem. And I can definitely understand the whole, I'm not going to be anybody's toy unless I want to. She's with all the shit, all of it. She gonna say what she want to say how she wants to say it. She knows how to deal with whatever guy she's dealing with right in front of her. She knows how to flirt. She knows how to get the ring. She knows exactly where she's at, and it's gonna be what she wants it to be when it's gonna be that. And this is it. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah. Period. Yeah. And I really can't be, I'm not really that mad at her for it. I don't think she's playing games. I just think she's, because it wasn't she the one who was telling Justice, like, no, she crossed him off real quick. Like, yeah, I think she's being true to the game of who she is. I can't be mad.
Yeah, I don't think Kayla's playing games, but I think she's playing the game. And from that little bowling contest, she gave Zoe a kiss, but I think she's feeling what's homeboy name?
Swayze.
Swayze, yeah.
But that's why she kissed Zoe.
Yeah, that hug was a lot more sensual
Exactly.
I'd have much rather got that hug.
Like, I like them push-ups. Let me give you a hug.
Like they gonna
stepped
meet
into
up
that
after
hug.
the bowling
They
party.
both stepped into that
Yeah,
hug.
there's something going on there. But
she was hoping Swayze was gonna win. That's what it was.
Something to note, when Sabrina, you pulled that picture up of Zoe, one of my subscribers said, "You know what? You look like Zoe." And I was like, "No." And when I looked at that picture, I was like, "Is that me?"
Was that you?
Yeah, I was like, "Was that me?" You know, really, that was something.
I mean,
yeah.
I would like to see yours though. I like his vibe. He's a flirt, and I think that's cute.
Yeah, that's something. So
y'all know Alonzo had a girlfriend the whole time he was filming, right?
Oh my God! See,
had a whole girlfriend.
I can believe that.
She's
what Tommy
commenting
call
on stuff and everything. Like she's upset about it too.
Why did they agree that he could go on
that's
the show?
What Tommy called.
So this is the thing. He never told her. He said, "I'm going on a reality TV show." Never told her it was a dating show.
I don't like him no more.
Oh wow!
Until after the end. Yep.
I'm done with Zoe. I don't play.
Fired.
Oh wow!
I sure did. Was on vacation with her and her family and everything. Ooh. Didn't know that he was on a dating show till after that joint aired.
Y'all know it's gentlemen like that ruin it. They be ruined. Like, dude, your brothers need to get you together. Get together.
And he seems like, guess what? A great guy, doesn't he? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I really like Zoe. Like, I like Zoe. I was like, oh, he seems like a cool guy. Like,
I'm off it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I hate to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to cut out early. I got some morning work to do. So
J-Dub.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
And I appreciate you having me on, and enjoyed myself and meeting Gus and Jamie, and I know Ty.
For sure. Thanks for going.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you too.
It was nice conversing with you.
Real quick, J-Dub, let everybody know where they can find you.
Oh, well, you can find YouTube's #1 commenter on It's J-Dub. I do I do reviews on reality shows such as Married at First Sight, Ready to Love, and take your pick, whatever I got time to do. So, check me out from my perspective and the Dub fan, which my subscribers are called, and you'll definitely enjoy yourself. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You have a great rest of your night, okay? And we hope to see you back on the panel soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Yes.
And then there were cuatro.
Yes. Yes. Cuatro and cinco, no más. Yeah. So I don't know, but like I said, just like with the whole, I guess, Samson kind of thing, like it was, I don't know. That's just me, but I just feel like even with Alonzo, like I was like, I like Alonzo. And then look what I find out about him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I hate to be like, I see red flags with him or yellow flags with him, but it's like, it is what it is. Because I would have never thought that Alonzo had a whole girlfriend, a whole family while he was filming the whole time. The girl said she was helping him pick out his outfits and everything to go on the show.
Y'all don't want to, I'm triggered. I don't like that.
I mean, I don't either. Like, you messing it up, like you taking a spot that it could have been saved for someone that really is looking for love. Like that, You know what I'm saying? Like you messing up but it is what it is.
It's
Sorry, I'm stuffing my face, by the way. I'm dying over here. But to be fair, that is probably why the flags go up so much, because, for all of us, because then we witness this and it's like, when is it going to end? So the great part about all four of us is that we intentionally work on discernment, right?
Yeah.
We are intentional about that. So, but someone like him though, look at that. See that energy right there? I'm like, I don't know. He's allowed to fight somebody instead of like love on him.
They were talking about at this moment, like, she's like, whoever wins is going to do push-ups and the other person gets to kiss me. So that's what she's talking to them about.
I mean, that's the game. Men are competitive. She did a good job.
Yeah. I ain't like it. I ain't competing with no dude.
But see,
you know what I mean? But if she did it, I'll play it. But all right.
I'm competing with
Different
everybody.
kinds of men, you know.
I'll do it. Let's
Give
do
me
it.
a girl or a man, I'm gonna compete. I'm gonna win. Give me a 4-year-old kid, I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna show you how to.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it because I want to beat him. But if she's like, you got to beat him to get to me.
Right.
Well, she
no,
said
we never
someone's
do
going
that.
to get a
Whatever.
prize,
No,
and it's
never
the
do
tone that she said it in, and that's what some men are motivated by. She was very intentional,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked for this.
The puppet master right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I like that you guys are saying that, and I'm trying to be as nice as possible because I'm not trying to hurt. I don't. There's no disclaimer needed. But from the jump, something about her, I've been like, there's just
Which
something
one?
about her.
She's with the
Kayla.
shits.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
From the jump, it's like,
no, I like Kayla. It's something about, like, I feel like
Not mad at her.
not mad at her, but there's just something. It's like, I think there's something simmering. There's something underneath that water that's ready to pop out. I feel like in any moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's almost like she's not a liar, but she's a withholder of the truth.
Under the water. Something's under the water. Yeah. Yeah.
I get straight up with her. I get what you see is what you get. I'm not gonna bite my tongue. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, but I'm not gonna be nasty and demean you and be rude to you. Like I like to have fun, but I'm gonna call you out on your shit. Excuse my French. Like that's what I get from her. That's crazy. I just want to see, I want to see episode 12. We're gonna recap this.
Yeah, totally.
That was long.
Yeah.
Who knows? We're all gonna be like, we gotta go cultivate that discernment a little bit before this next season. But I feel like in the sense of from Nadia. Was it Nadia? No, who was it? Was it Nadia?
Zadia.
I always call it Nadia. Zadia. That's what I mean. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that, if she popped off like that. Like, if that's what I see from
You're in my brain, guys.
Kayla. Yeah.
Because
From the jump.
way she's acting is how I felt about Zadia in the beginning. And I was like, she seems so down home, this and that.
Like,
the first few episodes, I was like,
and I was like,
Zadia.
Get it.
And you were not feeling it.
I was like,
and you know, and it turned out to be what she was. I'm seeing the same thing in Kate. So I'm not mad at her. I like the way she moves but I don't know if there's something.
Yeah. I feel like she's already peaked everything and she knows what route she wants to take.
Yes.
And she just getting there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I mean, y'all could be right.
she has a YouTube channel, right? She's the one that's YouTube. Like, she does the social media.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, she does has her own. She said it's very successful too. Oh, after we get off, I'm gonna go search. I want to see. Oh, I'm surprised I haven't yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. We gonna see, child. We gonna see, and y'all might be right. Y'all might be eating my words, child.
I try my best to stay away because it's gonna affect how I feel about watching the show.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Because we don't seen pictures, we don't seen the rumors. You know what I mean? So we've already seen the rumors about Zoe. There's pictures of Mike.
That doesn't affect
there's pictures of Swayze out there.
Oh yeah.
That's how I liked on y'all's episode, how everybody kind of had to stay on the hush until it was done. There was something valuable about all of that that made us a little bit more excited to find out some more backstory and all this and that, because there wasn't so much put on Front Street right at the gate. I appreciated that.
Yeah. I don't know, but because I see stuff about people, because when I do the reviews, like I do be letting y'all know, giving y'all a little tidbits and stuff that I find out. But at the end of the day, like, I review the episode. I review the episodes. I review what I see. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I take it for what it's worth. But like, do I have that in the back of my head? Yeah. So when I do the reunion and when I do my recap of the whole season, I'm gonna be like, see, when I found out he had a girlfriend, I knew he wasn't crap, because when episode 10 and you know what I mean? And then I can do a recap of everything that I've seen, heard, saw on the show, whatever the case may be, I can talk about it. But yeah, when I do my reviews, it doesn't like,
I'm like, Ty, I can't watch it because I want to. For me, it's like it's not a challenge, but I like to just see like what, like I like the process.
Is my eye right?
So I feel bad now that I've dropped a little bit of tea that I dropped. I'm not going to drop.
No, I like it when you do because it's different. I'm not seeking myself, is what I'm saying. Yeah,
correct.
I appreciate it when you do.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sorry that I'm eating. It's just I'm on the West Coast, so it was dinner, and so
yeah,
my apologies again for the chewing.
Yeah, we're actually like, let me show y'all what I'm about to show. We're literally at the end. The ladies meet at the ladies' lounge. Tommy sits and he's talking to the women. Let me bring this up.
I do like what J-Dub said. I wouldn't mind there being a woman there to actually like fill that space for the women.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking that. I like what J-Dub said on that.
Mm-hmm. Like his wife, maybe Tommy's wife doing the women, and then Tommy. I don't know, because
I just
didn't like that he said it because that was my idea for my show.
So women that have already been on the show, you know.
So let me say this too, guys, and honestly, and I'm gonna keep it 100 because there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes of the show. I do drop some little gems for you guys, like, and I mean you viewers too, like people that are watching. Like I do drop like a little bit of gems, but keeping it 100, it's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes. But I'm not in the position, and I don't want to ever feel like, and the network feel like, damn, Sabrina just out here telling everything. Like I don't want them to ever look back at these reviews and feel like that I do that. But I just need everyone to understand that at the end of the day, Tommy has a job. So yeah, he got a mic in his ear. Tommy don't say what Tommy want to say. Tommy is working. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, and I need to say this in their defense, if it was a woman sitting there, guess what? They would be saying exactly what Tommy would be saying.
They need to let Tommy go. They need to let Tommy get the reins off of him and let him be Tommy. They need to do that.
I feel the same way.
Here's my question though. As women, would you hear it differently though, coming from a woman? Would you receive it differently?
From a man.
What I'm saying, like, you know, if it's gonna still be in his ear, production's gonna feed him what to say, of course. And this is a genuine question. Are you gonna hear it differently, those same words coming from a woman, than you will with Tommy?
I personally wouldn't.
I would prefer it to be reversed, honestly. I wouldn't mind Tommy. I would, for a man to speak to women about what men are doing and what men want and what the men said,
and then the woman, yeah,
you know.
But so it does. There is a bit of a different.
In my opinion,
I wish
I would love to sit with Tommy myself, like Tommy. I would love to have him. Steve.
Tell me, Tommy. Tell me everything.
Yeah, just talk to me.
Right.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he really is real. Like, and it was, and it's been times, even when we were in the ladies' lounge, Tommy addressed certain things and said certain things. And I'd be like, did he just say that out loud? But of course, you guys never saw it because it was edited out. You know what I mean? Because even though he says what they want him to say at the end of the day, sometimes he does, what is the word? He
elaborates,
improvs. Like he just kind of just says what he wants to say. But a lot of, like, y'all don't understand, we might have, let's just say 100 pieces of footage, but only 30 gets used. You know what I mean? So it's a lot that you guys don't see. But Tommy really does, like, sometimes he does go in, because I know a couple times in the men's lounge, from what I heard, like, he kind of went on, you know, a couple of people.
Good.
Yeah.
If we're not doing that, what are we doing?
Yeah, but, you know, they didn't really, I don't know. But so pretty much, let me read my notes. So Tommy is at the lounge. He's meeting up with the women. The bubble dates are going on. Mike and Devin are the two that's placed on the bottom. Brandy meets Mike, and Brandy is the one that has the connection with Mike. And Kaden does, hold on, am I right?
Yeah, Kaden and Devin.
Yeah,
and Kaden meets Devin, and they're pretty much, you know, neither one of them know. And that's, you know, and I actually said this on my review, and let me say this now since my watch party. But in the I want to say up until maybe the 4th episode, when we're going on our bubble dates, we don't know that we're going on our bubble dates. Like, we haven't gotten hip yet. So when they're telling us that we're going on a date, we don't know that it's elimination date. You don't get hip until like the 5th episode. You like, oh, dang, I'm on the bubble, you know? But the first episode, second episode, third, like you don't know. Like you sitting there like, hey, boo, like I'm so excited. Like,
yeah,
I'm going on a date with you. Like why are you here? Like,
that's what it felt like this episode. It felt so
It
genuine.
did.
I was like, they felt really genuine. They must be good actors, but there you go.
Yes,
it was.
Because you don't know.
Yes.
And then after like a couple of episodes, people start talking to each other. And then by the fourth or fifth episode, it's kind of like, did you get the email? No. Did you get the email? No. Did you get the email? Yes, I got the email. Dang, she on the bubble. You see what I'm saying? Like you kind of know at that point.
Yeah, so, it's like when you came in, you were ready. You were like,
yeah, I did.
You were ready for it. You were like,
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it real quick, and I hope that nobody never sees this part. When I was on the bubble, I knew I was on the bubble, but I also knew I wasn't getting eliminated. Let's put it like that. So it was so funny because when I was sitting there with Frank, like I saw all these comments and people were like, she acted like that because she knew she was about to get eliminated. No, I knew I wasn't getting eliminated, but I knew Frank had a lot of shit with him and he was going around and he was saying and doing a lot of stuff. And it had pissed me off because right before my bubble date happened with him, I was on the phone with somebody and they was dropping all this stuff about what Frank was doing. And that's why I sat there with him and I said, Frank, I said, you full of crap. I said, you blowing smoke up my ass right now. And I said, because you got a lot of crap with you, because you're going to this person saying one thing, you're going to that person saying one thing, and I said, and you're lying and I don't appreciate it. So we're not going to sit here and act like you God's gift, like, oh, I'm so this and I'm that, you know what I mean? Like, and it upset me. And that's why I was acting the way that I was acting. I knew I wasn't getting eliminated. You know what I'm saying? So, but it just, like I said, it was a lot behind the scenes.
Well, it's so funny too, because, you know, every time I think of Frank, I just think hospitality. That his job. We talk about all the time on our show. His job is to lie to people, to hear what they want to hear, and it sucks that he hasn't been able to, like we said earlier on this thing, step away from your job in your real life.
Like let me tell y'all,
that should be everyone's goal.
Let me drop a little bit more. So remember that golfing thing that I went on with Dante and Frank and Mumin, and remember in one of the episodes,
we got to keep the little ball.
Right. Like he showed him and Mumin had the date and he was like, you know, I just wanted to let you know, like I've always was feeling you. Like I got the golf ball and wrote your name on it. And he gave it to her in the scene. He gave me a golf ball too. And I was like, wait a minute. So if he had chose me, or if it worked out with me, then he could have presented me with the golf ball on camera. And when I saw it watching back, as y'all were watching back at the same time, I'm looking on TV like this dude, like what the hell? You know, so like it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but I guess, you know, people don't think about it like we would ever talk about it after the case. But yeah, so it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that happens. A lot of people don't realize that. And that's why, you know, after me being on the show and watching it back, it's kind of looking like a lot of people be on here playing freaking games. Like
Isn't that production though? Isn't that production? Like when we talked about it, I was like, that production gave me balls.
Oh well, yes, absolutely, it is both. But situations like that, people do that on their own.
Yeah, they're okay with that.
Yeah. Well, who's the one person that did it all the time? The guy that told the same thing.
Corey.
What was his name?
Corey was notorious. Dang, he was a mess.
Anyway, sorry. All right.
Anyways,
no, production doesn't know about that stuff. Production doesn't know. It's like
I totally thought it was production. I thought they were like, give these to whoever you pick. Here's the ball.
No, he did that on his own. And
that's so much work. I like genuine people. It's so much work
100%.
to think about.
Like, I felt so special when Frank gave me that golf ball. I was like, oh my God, that's why when I sat there with him, I was like, so the connection that me and you had is nothing. Because I really thought that he was liking me. I'm like, he done gave me a golf ball. Like he be calling me like he liked me, and now you telling me you ain't what? I'm confused.
It's like when he gives you that free drink at the bar, he's not really genuine. He knows you're just gonna drink more. He gives you the gift knowing he's gonna get more gifts.
I just want to pull my hair out.
Oh my God.
That's why your intuition and your discernment is literally all you have, because people are full of crap.
Facts.
And then there's people who are genuine. So you just gotta.
And at this point, I can't even blame him with the way the world is. Like at this point, I can't. It's just I'm just like,
it's too much for me.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, wherever you are, you know.
So on the bubble date, Kadian does ask Mike how many numbers he got, and I'm sorry, I keep saying Mike. Kadian asked Devin how many numbers did you get, and Devin's like, male and female, and she was like, I don't care about no man. Like, I'm asking you.
I do.
So he says that he got 4 numbers, and he was like, he's just not that type of person. He doesn't really approach people. He does get nervous, and he gets really, really sweaty, and he just don't like to be around people, and he don't like people touching him because of his sweatiness. And shout out to Devin, if you are watching this, check into getting Botox under your armpits, because that does help with sweating, if you didn't know. So yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but that is something that he should check into. And anyone that watches the replay or is watching now, that can definitely help. So check with that. And Mike is sitting there with Brandy, and we kind of discussed this earlier. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad I got on the date with you." Like, "Oh yeah, like with my boo," because y'all remember Mike doesn't realize he's on a bubble date. So he's sitting there talking, and he just casually asks Brandy, like, "What do you think about marriage?" They move forward. Brandy's like, "Well, since we're on the subject, how many kids do you want?" And or he says, "How many kids do you want?" And she says, "Well, I want 2 kids." And he says, "Well, I guess I'm going to have a total of 5 kids." So to conclude this episode, Devin got sent home. Shout out to you, Devin. Congratulations on all your success. But I really felt like that you did not present yourself well on this show, and unfortunately you got sent home. And in my opinion, I felt like that you should have also gotten sent home. And I hope that you reflect back on all the things that you have seen on the 2 episodes that you were on, and because of this show, it brings you closer to your 10-year-old son, and you guys move forward with a very healthy and happy relationship. And that's what I wish for you.
With an open heart and open mind, you can look back on this. Like, that is so important to really have an open heart and open mind.
Send him love and light.
Absolutely. I'm sending you all of it. You already got my number, just in case. I can be a good stepdad. I love kids. They love me. I don't want any of my own. Okay?
He ain't lying.
Okay? I know how to make you feel comfortable. I can make sure you feel good. And no, to be honest, actually,
right.
I would rather have seen Swayze go. He's just, to me, I don't want to watch that anymore. Like, if I would have picked between them, I would have rather seen Swayze go, and I would have loved watching Devin's fine ass look uncomfortable the whole time for another episode, and then him go the next time. I would have
rather Tommy be like, "You know what, Charisse, you're too contentious, and we were gonna send home a man, but instead we're
gonna send you all home."
That would have made for good TV.
That would have made for good TV.
100%.
What are your thoughts, Tyrone?
On Mike? Because we were talking about Mike. We're talking about Mike Devin.
And Devin, yeah.
I mean, you know me, just always keep it real, be honest. I feel like, we were talking about him sweating. And shout out to everyone that is willing to go through that process, willing to put themselves out there.
Right.
It's either going to work out or it's not going to work out. My fear was, I don't want to be caught in a lie. In the end. So I was like, I'm going to tell the truth no matter what. And so that was my approach. I feel like sometimes there's situations to where you just kind of just say things, to please a person. And I feel like Mike was saying things that Brandy wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. Maybe he felt like he can clean it up, afterwards. But when it comes to like kids, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's hard though. Like, I think that's where men really need to put themselves in check. And I can take account. Like, that's my big pet peeve. I can feel Jamie over there because that's our biggest pet peeve. Just don't say it. You thinking that you're trying to come over something is actually making it so much worse.
Yeah.
Don't say it. Don't lead into that. And that just takes awareness. And that takes,
maturity.
Maturity.
Yeah. If you have no intention of following through, just keep your lips closed. It's okay.
When your intention is to still be a good person, it's because I'm trying to be a good person. I'm trying to make you feel good. Well, you should understand that what you're doing then actually brings about more ill feelings toward not just you in the future, but like,
right.
the whole situation. So
because it's fake.
That's
but
my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
Why would you try to appease me before being true to yourself? That's the problem.
Yes, because you can't appease me if you're not appeasing yourself. So,
and then this is why down the line,
honest.
after 3 years, now we're married.
There's a problem.
And you can't keep up the facade anymore, and you just want to be you. And now you resent the kid, and this is a like.
Let's leave them the button to jump. Let's be transparent and real from the beginning, so we know where this could go.
You just need to see what's up with April. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
April, she's probably not going to indulge in this shit. Does she have kids?
But she said that remember it at the ladies' lounge, she was like, I'm not feeling Mike like that. Yeah. She was like, she's feeling him just like. I think,
she said Mike, something about Mike.
She's like, y'all are going to be shocked.
Mike not building a connection with her.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So
she's so beautiful.
See, he's still on, right? Yeah. He didn't get eliminated, so we'll see what happens.
See what happens.
But
maybe she'll regress.
All this stuff, being on TV, having the cameras in front of you, the camera don't lie. So I just want to see how long he's going to be able to put up this facade. Like, because I saw episode 1, he ain't trying to have no more kids.
His baby mama sitting at home like, these girls think they know.
Yeah, it's 100%.
The more I watch it, the more I see like these couples not working out. Like I think Randall might end up being the star in the end.
Randall.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
See? Randall.
Yeah.
Randall and Trinika.
Oh yeah, Randall and Jamal.
Oh, I like this personal trainer.
It was Trinika.
And Trinika is actually a personal friend of mine, by the way. So
I love. Yeah. They showed up to the party together.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah. They sure
I'm excited. Yeah. And I can't say the difference between, well, I don't know the other girls, but I do know Trinika. And for example, her, Randall was right. Her being someone who actually genuinely wants to see you for who you are. He called that because he said he liked her for that. And just her sentiment towards Shakira, when she expressed how much hell her and her son have been through. Like, that almost put Trinika in tears. Like, that's who she really is. So I love that we got that moment to see kind of like the truth of her heart, because it wasn't put on. She's really like that. So maybe her, really I would love to see her and Randall work out.
Yeah, me too.
She's there for the right reasons. She's really there for
she is.
For her too.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Ty. I don't think there's gonna be successful couples. Maybe one. I think there'll be one, and then there'll be some contrived ones. But that's my prediction. We were gonna talk about that. We already talked about that. Like, I think it doesn't seem like there's too much success that's gonna happen from this. Prove me wrong. I hope so. I hope that there's an abundance of love at the end. But what I'm gathering, it looks like it's gonna be fun and dramatic more than there's gonna be successful love and relationships.
Because I think Canadian.
And I'm cool with that because I've come to accept it now. I've come to accept that might be what this is now. And I'm watching it just like I'm watching Housewives for the drama. Like, I'm here to watch it. Let's go,
Yeah. It's going to be a successful dating show where 75% of them end up single.
I forgot to show my picture. I forgot to show my picture when we were talking about it. Sorry. Just for you, Gus.
Thank you so much.
He seemed shocked, didn't he?
He didn't seem shocked.
He took it well.
Yeah, he took it well. He didn't seem shocked because he really didn't know he was on a bubble date. Like, he was eating, he was drinking, and
that's what
when she told him, he was like, "Oh, okay," Like,
as soon as he saw Katie, and he should have known. It seemed like she enjoyed.
She did. She did.
I'm gonna go on the limb.
She never cared.
I'm gonna go on the limb because I'm hypnotized by his looks. I think he might be a sweet, genuine man in there and just does not know how to. Everything's been handed to him. He's good looking, so he doesn't know how to do it.
I agree.
That's exactly how I feel about him.
And I think he just needs a little bit of work in his life. He needs me to help him with that. I got
somebody just needs to work with him a little bit.
I think it's there. I really do. I don't know. But like I could just be hypnotized by his looks. But there's something.
I wrote that down.
He looks like he has a gentle spirit. He looks like he's a gentle human being. He's probably a Cancer. Like with a Pisces rising or something, like, and like a Taurus moon. So he's like awkward and quiet, but like really sensitive and emotional. So doesn't want to like say it out loud,
Right.
And nobody's been able to handle that from him thus far. So he can't. He really don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. they're approaching him and they're trying to be with him in the sense of them looking at him like he's the
They don't
leader.
see him.
He was a
He
football
should be,
player.
yeah.
They don't see him.
He's strong.
But they're not looking for
that.
They don't see him.
But you gotta look for somebody to see them,
That's exactly what I said. I'm like,
Yeah.
he really just needs the right person because I really feel like he's a good guy. Like I really genuinely feel like
yeah.
he doesn't know any better.
Look at Tyrone. I was like,
What,
Tyrone? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, you see it a lot, right? You've seen it a lot. Every time we go out, you know who the guys are who just don't put in the work.
100%.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just, it makes it harder for people who are really trying to put in the work.
Absolutely.
But, oh well.
And to be fair too, it's unfortunate because there's not many people like us on this panel who actually are putting in the work and intentional with it, and that's a sad fact, and that's why we all have these conversations. It's disappointing because we're like, come on, where you at? Come on. But
well, Ellen V says poor little Tink Tink, and y'all know I love Tink Tinks. I call myself Tink Tink sometimes. I call my daughter Tink Tink all the time. I be like, oh, Tink Tink. Just can't get right. You know what I'm saying? Like I call myself.
I love the picture of Ellen. She was glowing.
Let me see. I didn't see.
Yeah. Ellen is.
Look at her. She's like,
oh, come on, Ellen. She was like,
go on, Ellen D.
Come on, Ellen. Yes. All right, guys. So let everyone know where they can find you guys at.
Oh, I'm on Ty Wilson 21 on all social media platforms. I'm around all day, every day. So, I'm looking forward to next week too.
So you have a YouTube channel as well, don't you?
I do have a YouTube channel. I do a lot of the mental health talks. Actually, this weekend I'm gonna do one of my tech talks. I'm gonna show people how to hack. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you want to hear me be nerdy for about an hour and a half, talk about the lab that I built and how I'm hacking into all these machines, then come join me on my company's YouTube channel, Cover 6 Solutions.
That's awesome.
Good.
Really cool.
Gustavo Victor Carr on Instagram. I don't have a YouTube up and going yet. I used to back in the day. So just go on there. See you there. See you on mine and Jamie's show. Yeah. We're going to catch up this week eventually and get back up onto it. We've been really busy. I'm shooting something. She's been working her butt off. So we'll get there. And Sabrina, it's always such a pleasure doing this with you. And Ty, I just love your energy so much. So this was awesome. Thanks for having me again.
And for everyone that does not know, Gus is an actor, guys. He's
an
actor. Okay, he never says it, and I said I was going to say it. Gus is an actor, a great one. Okay, follow him on Instagram, guys. He's amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I had to say that.
Yes. And by the way, just
Thanks.
because I know him, he also used to be a very famous dancer. He's still known for his dancing, and he's a singer too. His music is dope. So just don't sleep on this one over here. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, and I'm Jamie Alexander. I'm an on-camera host. You can find me here on Instagram. I just be having fun with my reels and being silly and enjoying myself. When I'm ready to present something new, you'll see it on my Instagram and I'll share that. Otherwise, I'm just out here learning new things, enjoying being 40, and having a good time. So yeah, I think that's it. Sabrina, I'm so glad you had us on. Yeah, and of course, Ty, I love your energy, and I still want to have you on King Speak when I'm ready to get that back going, because it's such a good show. The conversation is so perfect for it. Good. Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, that's it. And I have a YouTube, so there's about 300 videos on my YouTube, and if you look, you will find great things on there. Whether they're old or new, it's still very timely and full of information. So yeah.
What's your YouTube channel's name?
I think you could just find it under here, Jamie Alexander. I think it's youtube.com/Jamie Alexander. Okay. You got to spell my name right, though.
Yes. JAIMI.
Right.
All right, guys. So thank you. So you already know who I am. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you for everyone that's been in the chat. Y'all have been off the chain tonight. I have been reading the comments. Y'all off the chain, off the chain, off the chain. Yes. I love you guys so much. To all my soulmates, all my yeah, all you guys, I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in. And until next week, we will see you then. Have a good night. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up.
Stay well.
Bye.